Pour out some liquor for the niggas who ain't here. I miss all my homies, and every day I hold back tears. From Junebug to Tim, BD Lunch and Lil Blackjack, Eddie Low Scatterbrains, T-Money, Lil Big and T-Black. You know you got love from the Kellys you ran with. We wish you was here, but I just can't understand it. Case up to my niggas lying permanently in his sleep. I never forget you, cause Kelly love runs deep.
Yeah. This day, Friday, June 10th. This day we buried my motherfucking dog. YG Hammer, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, Shalom,
homeboy, we love you, dog. Peace to the motherfucking the ace, the motherfucking deuce, and the foe. BHIP to the homie Fingers, Fango, Big Young Hammer, TCTI, Scoop.
That's where I'm going to go ahead and stop it at. That song is a classic. And for those of you who don't know, and for those of you who don't know, that track is from a song called Banging on Wax. Why did I play Banging on Wax? I wish you was here from the B side because we got the big homie up with us, man. His name is Bada Ashiath O.G. Loopy Lane. All right. So I had to play a little salute, but I don't want the video to get flagged because I don't know how to do that just yet, man. So I'm gonna play one more. And I know that everybody's not familiar with this. All right. Let's see. All right. And look, I'm gonna say this. I don't want nobody to get offended. But it is what it is. All right, go on, man. Okay, let me put this on. If only. I know. If only I could play the whole thing, I would. If only I could play the whole thing, I would. All right. So with that being said, y'all bro coming out, brushing my shot. Y'all see, I'm jumping out of Pinky's Cadillac. All right. We got the big homie up on the screen with us. We got OG, Genesis, Loopy Lane, the big homie OG Blood, man. I love the homie. We got our brother Lacom, Officer Lacom, and I want to give a salute, man, before we get started. All right. I met Loopy Lane. Loopy Lane and I met at the Hebrew Israelite Summit. So let me say this real quick. Salute to all of the elders and the people who work very hard to bring our nation together. You know, I don't remember which summit it was, but I'll let Loopy speak for herself. You know, let me get out the car, man. I'm in Loopy's car. I just got a Pinky's car. All right, I'm in a Pinky's car, and now I'm in my luxury apartment. All right, so salute to everybody. All right, one way salute to everybody. To a lot of us spending time in building. So I saw again, everybody. I met the brother Genesis Loopy Lane at the Hebrew Israelite Summit, and then from there, you know, it just turned out to be just a beautiful brotherhood that just kept growing and growing. And for those of you who know me, it ain't a lot of Israelites that got issues with me. You feel me? If you're an Israelite and you got a problem with me, then it's a hidden issue and you didn't approach me and tell me about it. But Genesis Loopy Lane is one of them brothers, just like our brother Lacom. He's on this video with us, and I'm gonna bring him on, and I'm gonna give a brother a chance to speak, to introduce himself to you, because a lot of the networking that I do is with our brother, you know, through our brother OG Genesis Loopy Lane. All right. So I did do I put it up there, you know, it's blood, you know, blood in the building, you know, blood gang, you know, blood, all blood, you know, all that. Brotherly love overcomes our destruction. That's my definitive stance. All right. Brotherly love overcomes our destruction. Blood. You can't mess. This is so beautiful. So there's more information that goes along with that. So I'm going to introduce our brother, bring him up. I'm going to step out of my luxury apartment, you know, because I'm such a simple man. I'm such a simple. But if I show you I have all of these luxury things, maybe, you know, I'll be taken a little more seriously. All right, man. Good thing I didn't get exposed in real. Oh my goodness! It's not a luxury. Oh my goodness! All right, so we're gonna go ahead and bring the homie up. Before we bring OG Genesis Loopy Lane on, let's bring up our brother Lacom. I don't know if you all know, but Passover's coming up. Pesach is coming up. All right. So since Passover is coming up, a lot of Yashalim, we will be getting, the world will be getting prepared. The world will be getting prepared for the time frame when Christ was not only born but died. Yes, income tax season. You Negroes got income tax season. They got income tax season memorized more than they got the time frame of Christ's birth memorized. All right. Hey, so let's go ahead and get it started. We got Lacom on. We got Loopy Lane on. All right. So we're going to get started with Lacom, man. Are you available to say anything, man? I'm going to take myself off the screen. All right. We're going to bring up Lacom if you're available. You feel me? We're going to give the brother a second just to drop some jewels for a second. He's on his contract too. He's also, ministering. So for those you don't know, this brother right here, Lacom, he's a part of who is known as the Torah twins. All right, these are the Torah twins. You have Lacom and you have Malak. Okay, I'll let you all get to know who is Lacom and who is Malak, who is Malak, who is Lacom. You feel me? And and of course we have the Prince Keenan, man. That's the Prince, man. Shalom to the Prince. I love you, baby boy. All right, so the Torah twins have been teaching the Torah for years. Before these men had beards on their faces, they were teaching the law, statutes, commandments, and faith in Hamashiach Yahawashi. All right. So whenever you're ready, just unmute your phone, Prince. And then if there's not a good time, we'll just pass it over to Loopy, OG Genesis Loopy. So and as you see, the Torah twins are holding up the lamb. Why? Because every year we do the Passover lamb. All right, as the Master commanded us, as the Father delivered us out of the hands of the Egyptians, which the Father gave us a commandment, and the commandment is to keep the Pesach or the Paschal every year. So what those brothers do is they not only teach other Israelites how to practice and study the Torah, but they also are my teachers, my two young elders. I'm hoping that they'll be teaching me soon, on the act that we all have to partake in, which will be the partaking of the lamb. So for those you don't know, Lacom and Malak, these two Torah twins, these two very mighty men, all right, these two officers in Yashar Allah, okay? These two very mighty young men, they can help you with your Passover preparation. If you have questions about Passover in the land or out of the land, you feel me? These men do not perform sacrifices, okay? And that lamb that's right there, his name is Paschal, all right? P-A-S-A-K-A-L. Paschal is the Ibadiaf word, which means the lamb that's going to be slaughtered for the Passover feast. So Paschal was loved. We remember Paschal. We fed Paschal the entire time. The Most High told us to keep him up. And if anybody's interested, and if you would like to, we can go over that time frame of us keeping the Passover. All right, so that's Lacom and Malak, the two Torah twins. All right, the Most High's will, we bring them brothers up later. And now is the time where we bring up the homie, man, the one and only, man, the OG, man, the brother himself, man, Bada Ashiya, Genesis Loopy Lane, man. This brother, he's gonna come in, man. He's not only been a brother to me, but he's been a brother to you. All right. You've heard his voice, you've seen his texts, you've seen his messages, and all. And you maybe not have known his face, man. So let me go ahead and introduce you, man. This is the brother OG Bada Ashiya, Genesis Loopy Lane. Yo, shalom, Mark, man. Shalom. Call me Asherala.
Shalom to the nation of Israel. All praise to the Most High. Yahweh Bahashim Makiyas Brakutah. Hey, man, it's a blessing to be here. I know a lot of people like me, maybe a lot of people don't. But we're going to get to the root of the cause. We're going to get to the root of the cause. I met Isaiah at Yahweh's camp in Raleigh. And from there, we just been, rolling it out. Doing what we got to do to gather the people together. And, we just got to stick with it. Come back to our own cultures. Come back to our custom. Come back to our God. It's time for us to get in order, man. It's time for us to get in order. Shalom. I yell on that.
Hey, man. Hey, I want to tell you, Thawada, and salute to you, man. Before the Most High brought you into the truth, man, you lived that life. I want to ask you, man, how did you make that transition, man? How did you make that transition from coming over, to that lifestyle, of being a blood in the streets, and coming over to being a man that, like, I've seen you in your ministry, brother. like I've seen you, man. Like if nobody knew, and if I didn't say it, they just wouldn't know, because you really do carry yourself as a man of God, man. So how did you make that transition over into this lifestyle, man?
Con, Salakia. Basically, my father, he used to always be on it. And I used to joke him, me and my friends be like with the Power Ranger outfits on way before. And you know, when my father was passing, you know, he asked me to make a promise to just, do some research, because I always like to do research on anything that I stand on. You know, I don't like to just jump out the window and do things without doing some background check on anything. Because one thing that I learned, especially dealing with Yasharal, is test the spirit. You know what I'm saying? Do your research. You know what I'm saying? Show yourself approval. And with that being said, being on the streets and running around, and I started seeing things like, just living that lifestyle wasn't cool anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because I found myself in a bad place where, I started seeing my friends hurt each other. I started seeing, family members being prostitutes, dealing with heavy drugs, you know what I'm saying? A lot of jail stuff going on. And I thought just getting money in the streets was the way out, because I was always about living fast, get fast money, fast cars, fast girls. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it was when I was living that life, and well, a thing had happened with one of my homies. He used to always say, "Hey, bro, I don't care about that God stuff." You know what I'm saying? And everything that you preaching, who care about that right now? And this is a guy I used to look up to, especially being in the streets. Everybody got somebody that they look up to. And one day being in East New York, pink houses, Brooklyn, New York, he got shot or whatever. And the first thing he did, he didn't call on his mother. He called and asked me. Well, he asked me right then and there, "You think the Most High is going to forgive me? Because I believe now." And right then and there, it changed my whole perspective of just seeing, the Most High is real. The
Right.
Most High is real, because if he could do that, me looking up to him at that point, I'm like, wow, you know what? My father said something, and I need to go on this journey. And from there, when I started reading Deuteronomy chapter 20 and all the way through to 28, 68, and just seeing the curses of the stuff that we go through, it started making me realize that we are the people of the book. We are those people that's going through these curses. And it just changed my whole perspective. Everything that I think about, how I eat, people that I be around, because the Most High, you know, he gives judgment and ruling, and he show what they would say prophecies, and these prophecies is real. I'm just an average guy out here, but I know that the Most High is real. Them prophecies is real. If you don't believe in anything, you know, how could you get past prophecy? How could you get past something that has been said 500 years ago and is happening now? And I'm pretty sure everybody see that. So since then, I made it a promise to my pops. I used to laugh at him a lot. You know what I'm saying? He used to go to Manhattan, 125th Street, right there by Apollo. My aunts and stuff lived in Grant Projects, which is right there, and they used to be out there all the time. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna see if I could do everything else.
Now, I want to ask you a question. I apologize for interrupting. When you say they used to be out there all the time, who are the they you referring to?
Okay, Khan. The people from the One West camps, or from One West.
Now,
The brothers that was out there
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
already.
Wait, I'm so sorry, Luke. I'm so sorry. We have some new friends and family members, and you're helping me more than you know, because I'm learning how to readjust my mind. I am a super brew. And I've been interacting lately with brothers and sisters, that don't know as much about the Israelite community, Israelite walk. And then it's like, man, I've been living like this for, over a decade, like dummy hardcore. And something that I like about you is you're very relatable. Like, you're very relatable, Loopy, man. So So sometimes, when you explain stuff, it's like, I can get what you're saying. I just want to ask you, you said you was out there. This is in the projects. You just seen the OG blood get shot. Praise Yahweh. Did he live? Did he live?
Khan, he lived. He changed
Okay.
his whole life. Oh, Khan.
Con. And see, I thought that you heard, but I didn't know if when the brother got shot, if he got shot and he was like not trying to say nothing bad, like he was dying and he was like, oh, I believe in God now. You feel me? Like while he's dying, he didn't make it, but all praise the Most High, the brother made it, and he said he believed in God now. You feel me? And then that helped you to say, well, hold on, this is somebody I look up to, and this is somebody, because I understand if he can think like that, that can help your thinking. So a near-death experience, and then you seeing these guys that you used to ridicule, you used to call these guys Power Rangers with their funny garments. All right. Niggas out there yelling, we trying to make money, blood, all that, man. And to keep it 1200 with you, you had hatred for them niggas that was out there teaching. You did. If you keep it honest, you did.
I did.
We didn't like them. But these guys out there yelling, they obnoxious, man. I had somebody just this week, man. I had a sister get at me because of, how how we speak, and it's a real thing, man. Like I'm learning how to like yo, there's two different worlds, and we didn't like that. So now, boom, elder, the Most High revived the elder. He lives. You see what happened, and now he says, I believe in God. That changes you. Who are these guys, and what is this One West you talking about?
Well, basically, the Israelites, the so-called African Americans, Puerto Ricans, and Native Americans, they are the children of the book. They are the people. It was the Israelites that was out there in Manhattan, that I came accustomed to really researching what they were saying, because you had a lot of people out there at that time, and I'm talking about back in 1994, 95. When 125 was live. Anybody that's from Harlem or New York City know back in 1994, 93, 94, 95 was one of the livest times in New York City. And especially being on 125th Street, where I'm not even talking about 42nd Street, 34th or 14th Street. 125 was one of the places just to go, to hang out, to just walk around and go shopping and mingle and network or whatever you was doing. I don't care if you was from the Bronx, you was from Long Island, Staten Island. 125 was just the place to be at.
So
especially taking pictures in front of Apollo and stuff like that. And further that you walk down, you start seeing the brothers out there, what I mean? Just giving.
Yo, I apologize. So 125, outside from it being the One West school address, so 125 really had a energy, a loud presence.
Yeah, Con. It was like going on 42nd Street, especially when I was coming up. It was just a place to just you want to be at. You know what I'm saying? No matter where you was at, you just wanted to be there. Because there's so much stuff that was going on out there. And the brothers was out there just giving it to people. And I was like, man, let's go check, see what these guys is about. My pops always be with these dudes, you know what I'm saying? And then I started realizing hey, man, this is true. This is going down right now.
It hit you.
It hit me.
It hit you.
Especially
now, let me ask you, Blood. Hey, Blood, let me ask you, Blood. So what was it that hit you that was so I'll say what it was for me. Well, what it was for me was the gang violence. Now I'm gonna keep it 1200. The blatant gang violence between these people who look alike, who talk alike, live in the same areas, and how they hate each other and go to school, shoot at each other. The gang violence. That was one thing that did it for me. But you said, and I apologize. It's just I didn't know this. So what was it that stood out when you was like, yo, this is real? And at this time, was you red flagging? Like you had the flag? Was you Jules Santana in it? You had the pink flag and you was all that.
Facts. I definitely was in the lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Without a question, I definitely was in the lifestyle. And it was just numerous scriptures that they was hitting me with that just made so much sense to me. at that time. And then when my pops passed away, you know what I mean, I made a promise to do some research and to just see if I could prove my father wrong. Because we didn't get along because I didn't want to hear none of that stuff he was talking about. You know what I mean? I wanted to eat my shrimp. You know what I'm saying? I
And man,
wanted to, do what I wanted to do at that time. You know what I'm saying? Because when I was living a life, I was doing a lot of wicked stuff. You know what I'm saying? I made that sacrifice. I started doing my research. It changed my whole perspective of life. It changed the way I eat. It changed the way I think. It changed the way I live. It even changes the way I handle my household. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to thank the Father Yahweh for just giving me a chance to just be here and live and see this day and what's going on in times now.
hey, that's powerful, man. Hey, I want to tell you, man, I praise God for that, because there are brothers like you that live through that gang violence area, and this is what I've seen. The Bible says in Deuteronomy chapter 28. Now, this is again, thank you for, for your time frame. The Bible says in Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68, right? Oh, no, I'm sorry, Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 54. There's a curse that God said he would put black people through specifically. I'm gonna say the Hebrews. The reason why I'm saying black people is because I noticed, like, I speak Paleo Hebrew to a certain degree, and then I can be like Yashar and Bani Yashar and Israel, but that doesn't help if the people don't just blatantly know we're talking about black people in America, that are descendants from the slave trade. You feel me? So, I'm looking at this and I'm like, man, there's this curse that his eye shall be evil towards his brother.
God.
And looking at that, man, how did you relate? Because red obviously look good on you. All right, much respect. You glow. You feel me? So was there a natural innate thing that you learned to where, like, there was an adversity against your own brothers? That was it a color thing? I mean, what did it? I mean, where did the lines get drawn to where it's like, I know I don't like you, blood?
Well, in politics, it's just being a Democrat and a Republican. I wear this color, you wear that color, and if you wear that color, you was an ops, you was an enemy at that time.
That's hard. That's hard, man. That's heavy, man.
I mean, I can't elaborate too much on it because it's like plain in sight. If you're a Latin king and you see a Nieta, or
so LK, that's like LK, that's like Vice Lord, right? Like LK, that's like VL.
No. Latin Kings is more like a Spanish organization, and you had to be Spanish or some kind of Spanish descent.
So me being Morano, so I'm Morano, so I couldn't be Latin King, right? But I thought Latin King, so it's not Vice Lord LK Latin. That's not the same thing.
Nah, you would be more like a Nieta.
Nieta.
You know what I'm saying? A Nieta was more like if you was a Molena or however you say it, but you looked at like how you look, you would be more over there. And then the Latin Kings was more like, how the poppies be looking. you know how they look.
Yeah, God, the poppies.
With the wavy hair and all that, and papa and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Shout outs to all my Latin Kings out there that I broke bread with.
I'm not gonna stunt, man. I've been called Papi Chulo once or twice, man. I don't know if that's a good thing, but you said Papi.
Where I'm from is called. I mean, when they say that, you like a fly guy. You a fly guy.
It's not a bad thing, then, huh?
Yeah, nah, it's not a bad thing.
Okay, all right. Shalom to all my Latin King sisters.
Shalom to all my Latin King sisters out there in the Bronx, Gun Hill Road, Yonkers, Bushwood, South Bronx.
So with that, not just the New York, but being in that lifestyle, man. So you got to see it, hear it, and the Most High brought you out of that by that. I don't want to take you away from that, man. So you see these guys on the corner, and they look like Power Rangers, and these guys is corny, and where do we go from there? Because I don't want to make up a false narrative. So where happens next?
Well, to be honest, to see them in their Power Ranger suits wasn't corny at all. It was
Wow.
like, wow, that's fly. But we was
Wow.
hating. We was really hating.
Wow.
You know, we was really hating because if you go on 42nd Street now, you see what dudes running around with Spider-Man suits, Captain Planet suits, Power Ranger suits. But these was the dude y'all was really. Well, I was there too because we was cracking jokes because they was telling the truth. They was telling the
Mm,
truth, and what they was doing was really fly. It was fly. It was
mm,
different. It wasn't the same norm. You know, it
mm,
wasn't the Timberland. You know, I come up in the era where we started wearing Timberland boots and fatigues. You know what I'm
mm.
saying? I come from East New York, Brownsville area. You know what I'm saying? Brooklyn, period. Best style. Shout out to the whole Brooklyn borough. You know what I'm saying? We started the fatigues and Timberland wear. So,
Right.
you know, when you see people doing stuff out of the norm that was fly, you like, wow, what is that? Oh, but he corny. He talking about going back to Africa, not eating pork. You know what I'm saying? So it was really fly. It was really fly. It was different. And besides how they dressed, because it wasn't about how they dressed, it was just the how would I say it was spectacular. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's
Yeah,
beautiful. It was spectacular. How are
yeah.
you?
Mm-hmm.
Yo, hey man, that's so powerful, man. And just let everybody know when the Most High gave me the blessing. See, you never know who you meet in this walk. You never know who you meet, you know. So you know, and I'll say this, you know, when the Most High introduced me and Loopy, man, it was an instant brotherhood connection, man. And there's a curse that the Father broke off of both of us. And it is that Deuteronomy 28:68 curse. It's his eye shall be evil towards his neighbor, man. This is one of the most loving brothers, man, I've met in the truth. You know, I've had the blessing of building with the brother Kazak. Brother Kazak is Stanley Tukey Williams' son. All right. He doesn't try to hide who he is. He came to the summit. OG Stanley Tukey Williams, and I pray, the Most High, you all go look this information up. If you look up, the elder OG Zaquan, Stanley Tukey Williams. Let me show y'all a picture of him real quick, and salute to all of the elders. But I'm gonna do this real quick. Stanley Tukey Williams. The reason why I'm gonna do this is because I want y'all to know you never know who you meet, who you run into, who the Most High puts His Spirit on, man. You know, somebody might think that you're not anointed. Somebody might think that you're not, this, you're not handsome, you're not that. You might, a woman, they might think you're not, the Father didn't put His Spirit on you. But sister, don't let nobody tell you down. Brother, don't let nobody tell you down. All right, the Most High put His Spirit on who He put His Spirit on. That's a real thing. So when you have men, of the Lord, that are genuinely, passionately, giving their lives for the Most High God, and no matter in what, and no matter in what parameter, you got to realize it's the Lord that put His power, His gift, His blessings on them. All right, so let me share this real quick. I'm gonna get back to the screen share. All right, so for those of you who don't know, this is a very beautiful man right here. Okay, and let me go back to this. All right, Stanley Tukey Williams. All right, and I hope everybody can see this on the screen share. All right, let me see. Let me bring him up because the elder really is, he really was larger than life, man. And then let me do this real quick. All right. Ecclesiasticus chapter 30. All right, and then let's get let me see. All right, so watch this, everybody. So this man right here, all right, Stanley Tukey Williams, all right, was his name. All right. Why do we say was? Because he was murdered by Arnold Schwarzenegger. All right. Arnold Schwarzenegger murdered Stanley Tukey Williams. All right. He's also the founder of one of the founders. Jamie Foxx did a movie representing the likeness of Stanley Tukey Williams. So Blue Rage Black Redemption, absolutely beautiful, beautiful book, man. So here's the thing. Stanley Tukey Williams, before his passing, was teaching that we are the children of Israel. He was teaching and writing children's books, teaching that we are the children of Israel. See? So you have men, and now let me say this also. His son Kazakh is a beautiful brother too. His son Kazakh looks exactly like him. We did a music video with Kazakh in it called "Be About What You Say" or Numbers 30, and Kazakh is in it. You know, him and the OGs from California. They in the music video. This man was murdered by Arnold Schwarzenegger, so Arnold Schwarzenegger could get, you know, whatever, and he still didn't get nothing. You know, he just sent one of the children of Israel home. The point of saying all that is to say, you never know who it is that you minister with. Not only with Stanley Tucci Williams, but his son Kazakh and their entire ministry teach that we're the children of Israel. Not only that, you know, but you have brothers again, like O.G, Genesis, Loopy Lane, that's in front of it. Let me run that back. That's a good groove, man. I like that. But O.G, Genesis, Loopy Lane, man, that sacrificed his life, given his time, you know, and now is currently teaching that we're the children of Israel also. So I just want to tell you, man, you know, from all different walks of this life, man, you have elders that are in Chicago, elders that are all around the world, New York, California, the Midwest, you know, from I mean, you think of it, man. The Father brought these men through a series of blessings and curses to show you Negroes who you are today. Because I'm telling you something, people don't like me when I talk sometimes. I'm going to keep it. People say I lecture too much. I don't know how to not teach. You know, I don't know. I don't know how to not teach. So Loopy knows how to reach a generation and a group of people. And I just want to yield the floor on that one more time, man. Give you your flowers, man, for you turning your life over. You feel me? For helping other people, man. What was the ultimate thing that happened when you knew, like, you know what, this is blood, but I gotta, but I also, you know, have to walk this line, man. This is blood, but I gotta put on these blue borders. I yield the floor, Lou. What was the ultimate thing that made you change, man? It was like, you know what? This is Israel. This is life. What was it? What happened?
It was just seeing, you know, I come from Pink Houses, East New York, and Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying? And it was just like seeing the death, people just dying for no reason, you know. And it was like, wow, man, I come from an era, if you step on a person's shoes right then and there, y'all gonna get it. You know what I'm saying?
Not stepped on their UGG boots.
Not they UGG boots.
Not they UGG boots, right? Or they
not
what?
Not the Crocs with the tight sweatpants and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
From a different era.
They're different era, you know, just seeing the era change and stuff like that. And I was like, it has to be a better way. You know what I'm saying? It has to be a better way than just selling drugs, going to jail just to get a name for yourself, you know, or, you know, it would just have to be a better way. You know, I'm seeing my friends dying like every day. You know, you be with him yesterday and then tomorrow's like, where he at? You know what I'm saying? That type of time, you know. Yeah. I know y'all understand what I'm saying. Right. You know, especially coming from out of Brooklyn, you know what I mean, the 5-borough period, you know, that's the concrete jungle, right. You know, and back then it was serious, you know, even though you had, even, you know what's so crazy? When you study the narrative of being God body, you know what I mean? I came up watching the God bodies and they'd be like, yo, what's today's mathematics, Lord? And you'll be cipher, divine knowledge and instinct and wisdom, God. You know what I'm saying? And even after you learn all that, you know what I'm saying? It's called, I believe, I'm gonna just say I believe it's called the 360 elevation. And after you learn, you know, that, it tells you to humble yourself to a higher power. At the end of all that, of all this, you know, the little signs that they give you, like who you are as a indigenous people, who you are, you know what I mean, where you come from, what your ancestors come from, how you got here, you know what I'm saying? They give you little bits and pieces, but they didn't have the full story. And then when I started reading the Bible and I started getting a full story of our history and why do we go through what we go through, it was mind changing for me. You know, it was just like, wow.
Con, mind changing, man. And see, and I appreciate that, man. And that's what the scriptures talk about. The scriptures talk about the renewing of our mind, man, with the washing of the word. You know what I'm talking about? So the point of me saying that is to say, you know, that's what it was for me too. And thank you, man, because the violence, that did it for me. Like I grew up, you know, violent. You got some friends and family who grew up in war countries, and you grew up in, you know, with the violence in the war country and all that stuff, you know, in Babylon right here. You know, so let me ask you a question, man. From seeing those things, you know, from the destruction of the Israelite family to the destruction of the Israelite women, man, the Israelite women are so much used, you know, and I'm repentant of that too. You know, I've found myself that I've become a lot more stern than what I used to be, because when I was not as stern, you feel me, I would do more, you know, whatever. You feel me? I had less gates, I had less self-control. So the more stern I become, the more I find out, like, oh man, you know, our people are really hurting. We're really suffering, man. So from what you've seen, you know, living that blood lifestyle. Now tell us a little bit about the, you know, the blood setting, you know, and everything that you grew up on, man, because that's a total 360. That's from violence to life.
Con. Yes, just like how you said, brother, just the violence, you know, the violence and just thinking, you know, looking at rap videos, you know, MTV or I would like to go back to just watching like Nathaniel Music Video Box, you know, and just seeing the gun violence, it was serious, you know what I mean? And just seeing my friends die all the time, every day was just like to the point, like, you know, you could tell when somebody was even dead or somebody was about to die just by the vibration in the air.
You could feel it in the air.
You could feel it in the air. Yeah, you feel it in the air.
Came home from school and you knew somebody, what somebody saw, it didn't feel right. I'm listening, so that's crazy.
So you know, just that, you know, I remember one time I was going to the store just to get, you know, some food and stuff for my grandma's and stuff like that. Me and my homeboys, we was like, "Hey, bro, you hear that?" And I'm like, "Do you hear that?" And he's like, "Yeah." And then you didn't hear nothing, but you felt it. You felt that either somebody got or somebody was gonna get got. That's how thick it was. You know, that's how serious it was out there. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, we was just like, man, it has to be a better way. It has to be a better way of what we doing, man, banging on each other. It has to be a better way. It has to be something has to change. Because what we doing now is not working. All the powwows, all the uniting, getting together with other rival cliques or gangs and stuff like that. Even then it just wasn't working because we wasn't following no laws from the Most High. We was following still the laws of the world. And them laws of the world, there's only two things gonna happen. You're gonna go to jail for the rest of your life, or you're gonna get put in that Nike box. You know?
That Nike box.
Yeah, because you're gonna get checked. You're gonna get checked.
Ooh, that's hurtful. You know what I heard? And I have to say this. I heard one time an elder say that there was a young man that was misbehaving, and while he was misbehaving, the elder mother said to the young boy, she said, "You gonna die with your shoes on. You gonna die with your shoes on." Man, that's and that was the curses, man, being on the streets, you know. And then to die peacefully in bed opposed to, you know, on your way home or something, and even accidental violence, you know. So let me ask you this, and this is going to be kind of a hard question, Luke, man. I got to put the spotlight on you, brother, so just prepare yourself, man. You know, so all right, so you ready?
All
right, man, so keep it 1200 with you. All right, so and salute to all the gang members of I don't know how to say it like that. I don't want to say it like that. Salute to all the Israelites that grew up under the curses of the red, under the blue, under the purple, under the green, under the gold. Because I know some bloods that were green, you know, treetop blood, Inglewood family gangster blood, IFGB, So the point of saying is that, you know, for those of you who under the blue, you know, that black that grew up under these curses, is right there in the Bible. And that's what really got it for me. And then I'm looking at the acronyms of CRIP, Community Revolution in Progress. If your mentality is like, okay, before we were murdering each other, A community revolution. That's the first in progress. That's Kwame Yasharala all day. Israel, you are the community of God. You are called God's chosen people, whether somebody likes it or not. It's in the Bible. They better go check their records and make sure they didn't have your descendants in slavery. And if they did, they should probably start being nice to you. So a community revolution in progress, that's a beautiful acronym. Brotherly love, overcoming our destruction. What? Did not the Most High say, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge?
God.
Did not the Most High say, love your neighbor as yourself? Brotherly love overcomes our destruction. Love your neighbor as yourself. Come on, man. So what was it for you, Loopy, man, being a part of that lifestyle and a part of that violence? What do you see as being a result to help your people now? With that, I yield the floor. Final comments on Loopy Lane? I yield.
Khan, like I was saying, you know, when I started doing my research and I started reading like scriptures like Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68, when I started reading Deuteronomy, period, you know, just the curses of us being cursed in the field. You know, we had to go to them for something to drink. We got to go to them for something to eat. We got to go to them for even clothes, a ID, a birth certificate, social security card. You know what I'm saying? Retirement plan and stuff like that. I started saying like, wow, this is talking about us. You know what I'm saying? This is us.
That's powerful, brother.
Con. So when I started seeing that, when I started researching that and also seeing it, and my spirit is fighting my flesh, I'm like, hold on, something gotta give. Something with me has to change. You know, I have children. I have a child. I have a son named Israel. I definitely don't want to leave here without showing him the right way. I don't want him to come up like how I came up. You know what I'm saying? I don't want him to get caught out there, you know what I'm saying, in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Because there's nothing out there in them streets. Ain't nothing out there. Ain't nothing out there. You know, and like the Most High says, what has been is already now. What's now, the Most High requires. You know what I'm saying? And with that scripture right there, you know, the Most High requires us to keep the commandments. You know what I'm saying? As long as we keep the commandments, we get out of this bondage. You know what I mean? We'll get out of captivity. You know what I'm saying? And you know, just seeing, you know, it's just a balance, just with our people. You know, you can't even walk down the street without, especially in New York, if you look at a person just for too long, automatically they want to fight you or they want to do some harm to you. And you don't even know me. I might want to give you a job. You know what I'm saying? I might get a job. You know what I'm saying? And just seeing that is retarded, because if anybody from New York City, they know when you get on the trains of New York City, you might make it and you might not. You know, it's because as soon as we look at each other instantly, we trying to kill each other. But you don't see nobody else doing that but us. So when I seen that in the Bible, I'm like, hold on, this is mind changing right here. You know, this I have to change. I have to, you know, I have to get out of this circle of dumbness. You know what I mean? And that's what it was. You know what I'm saying? I want to thank the Father Yahweh through the grace of his son Yahweh Shah for even giving me this chance, you know what I'm saying, to see these revelations and these prophecies and judgments happening to our people, you know. And one thing I could just say to the people that's out there listening, we have to come back to our own God. We have to come back to our own customs. We have to get in order. And if you any kind of gangbanger or political warrior, you know, order has to be played. We can't keep just jumping out of pocket or jumping ship, you know, because we're going to just keep recycling the same situation over century after decade, decade after century, just going to keep doing the same thing. We have to break that bond. We have to break that chain. We have to break that chain. I yield on that.
Well, yo, Loopy, man, I just want to say, man, not only Tawada for sharing the floor with us, but Tawada for sharing his time with us. Um, your testimony is beautiful, man, and Tawada for that, man. Because if we present a problem, we got to present a solution too. All right, so salute to you, man. And now's the time, man. I think Lacum, man, you tied up, Lacum. You still available, brother? We got, like I said, we got the one. Any closing statements before we get up out of here, Loopy Lane, man? We got Lacum, man. We're gonna see if we want to say anything. Closing statements, Loopy Lane. And then wait, my bad. And then lastly, Loopy, for those you don't know, he is the media man. Loopy got all the media videos, man. All right. So if anybody wants to build or go in with some of the stuff that we got, Loopy is the man. So we're gonna be watching some peer review videos from Loopy Lane. All right. Anything you want to say, brother, before we end this video? And then when we come back, we're gonna be doing a peer review video of some of Loopy's, some of his finds, man. Loopy be having some stuff and be like, yo, I've never seen this. Are you the one that sent me the video where the dude was bugging, the teacher got slapped or slapped the student? Was that you?
Maybe, I don't know. There's a lot of
man. Loopy having some heat. All right. So with that being said, man, I yield the floor, brother. Yeah, closing statements.
Yeah, closing statement is this. To the so-called African Americans, Puerto Ricans, and Native Americans, if you don't believe or have no faith because of the situation that you're going through in the streets or living a certain lifestyle, I would suggest read the Bible. It has the solution for us to come up out of this chain that we in. And also, I would like to say that we are the people of the book. There's no question about that. There's no more hiding. There's no more running. There's no more excuses. You know what I'm saying? There's no more following people that don't make no sense. Everything is in the book. It's already been prophesied hundreds and hundreds of years ago. I would just say, like my father said to me, even if you live in that lifestyle, just take a time out and just read. Do your research. Do your studies and see what you come up with. And I yell on that.
And that's powerful, man. And I'm gonna give a salute, man. I'm gonna say Tawada Loop. Appreciate you. Yo, Lacum, it looks like the brother's on his contract. So Lacum, man, if you want to say anything, brother, now's your time, brother. Come out of the muty world. Just unmute your phone whenever you're ready, Lacum. All right. And again, Luke, man, Tawada, brother, not only for your time, man, but Tawada for your ministry, brother, is sincerely a blessing. And the reason being is because you did experience these things, you have seen these things, and you are a relatable Israelite man. And there's some elders that's in the truth, and brother, they're like, yeah, well, I was in the Black Panthers. Well, okay, cool. But
I know a few of those. I know a few of them.
That's what's up. I mean, and with that, they still got to stand up and they still got to do what you're doing, and you're being relatable, and you're not hiding anything. And you've been a man that's been remade, and you're helping people. And you help me, man. I have a friend right now that's much younger than me, and I'm trying to figure out, how can I be, in how can I be, understandable and relatable like you, man. So I just want to tell you, man, salute to you again. Appreciate you. I guess Lacum, he had to drop off. He was actually the youngest man on here, but again, man, and for those of you who want to reach you, man, how can the people contact you? All right, OG Blood.
Con, you can always reach me on my Facebook, Genesis Loopy Lanes. I'm also on Instagram as Mr. Kokason, KOKASON 79. And that's how you can reach me. My YouTube page is down. I haven't been up there in a while. But you can always reach me on Facebook or Instagram.
Yo, that's excellent. With that, we say Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. Kwame Yasharala. Yo, we're going to be coming back. Loopy got some review videos, man. I have a job to do. I got to watch all of Loopy's videos. So that's going to be fun. So we'll get started on that in a little bit. All right, Shalom. Kwame Yasharala.
Shalom.
Oh, man, you late. Mahar could come in and talk about Shalom. Type it all. Shalom.
Shalom, Maharika. Shalom.
Shalom. Yo, man, I want to get to that one video, Luke, man. What was the one you did? Let's do this real quick. Let's do one real quick because you be bringing some heat. I sent you a link, Worlds, Maha. I sent you a link, man.
I really want you to jump on that Shabazz Vibration interview. I really want you to.
Okay. All right, so we'll check that out, man. All right, so let's go ahead and get started on that. Let's start a preset. I'm gonna turn my camera off. We're gonna leave. We're gonna do one with OG Loopy on, man, as you know, because I mean he's hit Maharka. The stream guys are okay. We got Kanaya. We kind of want to talk about some Shalom brethren. All right, Shalom Kanaya. She OG blood from back in the day too. You feel me? She from Columbus, Ohio. She from the Hinton Street top blood, the Hinton Street blood. Yeah, she Hinton Street blood. So I believe that's a HSB Hinton Street blood. You know, so shalom to all the Hinton bloods. All right, and Columbus, Ohio. Loopy like, well, I don't know that one.
There's a lot of branches on the tree, Doc.
A lot of branches on the tree.
A lot of branches on the tree.
I like the way you hold your composure, though, man. I like the way you hold your composure. That's something I really respect about Bloods, man. Bloods do have a different demeanor that they carry. Hey, look, the sister put up a comment. She said she wasn't blood anything. That's what she said. Yes, you are, sister. You covered in the blood of Christ. Sister, and if you believe that brotherly love, if you have two sons, I believe you have two sons, right? If you believe that your two sons, brotherly love, if you believe that their brotherly love will overcome any and all destruction, then you better believe you blood, sis. You might have got put on set and didn't know it. You blood, though, sis. Yeah.
Didn't know what Rick Ross said, and you didn't know it.
So with that being said, Loop has some amazing videos, man. Some excellent things that he bring out. So let's go ahead and get one of these. I'm gonna do a preset. I'm gonna turn off my mic. Maharka, he said he don't see no worlds. All right, we trying to get Maharka on. Here go the link, King. I just put it up in there. Here, let me do an invite. You know. All right, it's always a brotherhood, fun, blessing, man. Yo, and Maha, man, I'm out of retirement, man. I had a couple things go on, man. I'm out of retirement, brother. I know, Margaret. He don't want to hear none of that stuff. He just want me to get the song done, brother. I know, Maha. I know. All right. The sister she said, I am definitely in a blood set now. All praise. That's right. OG Busy on here recruiting. Yo, we recruiting, man. We trying to get you on this Hebrew blood set. All right. Brother says I was neutral. Maharka, you was neutral, but you was probably still fighting everybody. You know, Maharka, this New York, man. Maharka, he literally, get out New York. What I look like being nice. Get out New York. Shalom, what's up? We got the OG himself, OG Maharaka on. Look at the OG worlds. You on mute?
Shalom.
You on mute, man. You're on mute. You're on mute, Maha. You're on mute. No. You're on mute. Mahar, you're muted. Stop gang banging. Your microphone is muted. Unmute your microphone. Maharka gang banging to the wind. What? Yeah, boy. West, going up them foes. Amen. Kwame Yashmala. Suffer not to touch my anointing.
Do all type of Hey man, I can see Kanaya, man, on that man with her tall dog self, man.
Yeah, man.
I can see it with her feet like this. I can see sis, yo.
Yo, welcome. Let me give everybody, for those of you who don't know, welcome on to Elder Maharika, Hashem Mashiach House. Our Army of Israel's definitely in the building. You better believe it. The man was neutral himself, and now the man is banging on the nation. This is Mr. Banging on Esau himself, Basho.
Neutral, man. God body, man. You know what I'm saying? Loopy, what they call you, the associates of the blood? Because my wife at the time, in New York, his name was Murder in the Bronx, and he was a blood. And so they used to call the dudes that used to be hanging around them. I forgot what they call them. When you just hang around them, what they call them? What they call the dudes that just be hanging around?
That was me, man. I was one of them, man. I was one of them, man. I was one of the homies that was hanging around the Bloods, man. I ain't gonna stunt, man. I got in a lot of fights with my homies, especially my Crip homies, man, because they be like, you know, hey man, you over there? And I be like, yeah, that's my brother. I gotta be over there. It's my biological brother.
They used to call dudes, I forgot the term. They used to call dudes that this was associates and just hang around and all that. Forgot what they call that shit. But yeah, man, when that joint came to New York, like in 1998, for real, like 98, 97, when it really started coming out, I was like, what the hell is going on with niggas from New York, son?
Man, wow.
I was like, yo. And DMX was on fire. It seemed like everything DMX did, they were trying to associate him with that. Blood of my flesh, flesh of my bone, everything. Like, I mean, yo. So I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, man, that's some West Coast stuff, man.
Wait, but let me ask you, I thought DMX was blood though, because it was a lot of that real blood energy with that.
I think it was more Salaki. I think it was more like, you know, back then, you know what I'm saying, people was just rocking like flags and really wasn't really banging like that. I don't think more or less that they had anything to do with anything. You know what I'm saying? It was just the vibration, you know, because it actually started, you know what I'm saying, in 1993. And 93, it started back then, that far. You know what I'm saying? Well, not that far, but 1993 was where it started at, you know what I'm saying, coming from out of the five boroughs, you know what I'm saying? And then around, I could say 98, 96, 90, after Pac and everybody was dying, that's when the vibe was really like turned up. You know what I'm saying? As far as the gang activity. But what a lot of people fail to realize, and for those that originally know, that a lot of that gang stuff started because the Latin Kings used to run down on black folks. There was no gangs, there was just god bodies, and that was that. You know what I'm saying? You might have certain people that was Islam, you know what I'm saying? You had a little sprinkle of people that was down with the Black Panther movement, but the so-called neighborhoods didn't have no cliques. You know what I'm saying? So that's when, you know, the so-called Crips and Bloods started forming late in New York City. You know what I'm saying? Because let's remember, there was no love on Rikers Island with the black folks and the Spanish dudes. There was no relations. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't walk through Bushwood. You know what I'm saying? Just like they couldn't come through the Ville. You know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of that came from there. You know what I'm saying? From my point of view. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got their own point of view, but my point of view, yeah, that definitely started happening then because I wouldn't even say it was no unity like that. You know what I'm saying? You could have been from this project, that projects, or whatever, but the so-called gangs was trying to bring the so-called unity to the table, but we found out that we still was killing each other at the end of the day.
Right. That's true in terms of gangs in New York, Latin Kings. 'Cause I was my daughter was born in what, 93. Her brother used to be trying to threaten me like, you know I'm Latin King, you know what I'm saying, or that. And I'd be like, yeah, nigga, I'm a Hebrew too, son. Like what? What you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Because back then the brothers would run up on the block. Man. You had beef on your block or niggas trying to beef with you. You contact the brothers, man. You go to school like, yo, niggas on the block, they doing this, they doing that. You know what I'm saying? And brothers will pull up in vans, bro. we pulling up. Brothers was pulling up deep in the van, son. You know what I mean? So when they would talk about Latin King, whatever, we talk about Hebrews. So we go up there into the council and tell the brothers, you know what I'm saying? Brothers loading up in the vans and the cars, and we hitting the block like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? We and shake the block like, ain't nobody better not mess with this brother right here. Real talk. You gonna do it? Nobody come out here and mess with this brother. You know what I'm saying? And we did that for your white Bizarre, most I bless, Isaiah, the brother that passed away. That was in the camp. That was in my camp. Your white Bizarre, your white Bizarre. That was at your crib that time, remember? We pull up on the block with, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I can feel that. You know what I'm saying? If it started getting its roots in '93, and then really got popping after that. You still got time with 34. It really started getting real out there, like around that time. You talking about '96, '97. You know what I'm saying? '98, around that time, like that. That's when it really started shaking. You know what I'm saying? I know in the Bronx, you know what I'm saying? In the Bronx, it was really happening in certain projects. Mount Haven projects, I know that. Over there, 167 on Forest. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we good. 38. Yeah. So yeah, what Loopy saying is it was there because I was in the city then. I was in the city at that time. So I seen how that joint, you know what I'm saying, really came out crazy. I really paid attention to it when it started really coming out crazy. My girl Angie. You met Angie, Isaiah. You met Angie in Atlanta? Was you down there? Angie, first cousin was like a big little dude up in the Bronx. You know what I'm saying? They call him Murder or something like that. You know what I mean? And then little Boo tried to be a fucking fake, man.
Now let me ask you a question, Maharika. The same thing I'm gonna ask Loopy, man. With you seeing this and you seeing that era, man. What do you think would be a good resolution to bring healing to our people outside of what we've experienced with the curses? So now, how do we bring healing outside from the curses? And I think that's pretty much it. When we get to this video, we got to after that. I yield the floor.
I mean, I was God body, so I'm a Hebrew, so they had some respect for the God body because they knew true. They ain't banging and all that, so they listen to you. You see what I'm saying? Especially they got a little respect for you or all that. You know what I'm saying? They listen to you, and a lot of niggas know what you're saying is true. But they made commitments to be what they was on. You know what I'm saying? And you got some people that's real serious about that joint. They real for real about it. You got the in between niggas. You got the pretender ass niggas that ain't really on it. And then even you got it's so crazy because like my ex brothers, both of them try to be down. And one used to get beat up by their own blood clique. They get robbed. You had the renegade niggas that ain't give a fuck if you wasn't from their block. You walk through crazy, son, and niggas rob you, all that, son. Like it was like, you know what I'm saying, different sets. I can just say that, man. But if you was in a certain area where a certain project where all them niggas know each other, everybody clicked up, you know what I'm saying, it'd be different, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, man, it's just niggas, man. This niggas just get with something and they do what they do. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But you still have to respect it. I be an outsider, you know what I'm saying? Because I ain't gonna front. One time I was hanging out with the Blood Brothers, right? You know what I'm saying? I was on Amsterdam on 126. You know what I mean? I was just out there because one was a family, but I was up there flagging around them. I had the flag on. I'm like, man, I just got the red joint on.
Oh, my heart, blood. Hey, blood. Hey, my heart, blood.
I was being a little renegade, like here and there, dog. I ain't gonna hold you. I was like, what? Around that time, like 24, 23.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I was, after school split and all type of stuff, you start sliding. You know what I'm saying? I had the flag on. chilling the whole day, chilling, thinking it was sweet. Time started getting dark. Nigga was like, yo, tell your man, son. Yo, tell your man he gonna have to bounce up out of here. Yo, real talk, son. Nigga about to do this nigga, son. Cause this nigga walking around here flagging, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't, if you ain't blood, you just can't be flagging around the nigga certain sets. You feel me? Like, you know what I mean? That niggas gonna take offense to it because now you perpetrating a fraud on you front. You know what I'm saying?
Let me say this. All praise the Most High for preserving you.
Salaki, I'm even bring
like
Maharika
if I
back.
knew a Loopy, right, you know what I'm saying? Like if somebody that's like in that joint and they got clout, whatever they, you know what I'm saying, they a man up in that joint, you know what I mean? Then and you get the respect from through him, they ain't nobody gonna fuck with you, feel me? You know what I'm saying? I forgot what they call dudes that's associated and niggas like, yo, that's my man's man, don't mess with that nigga. You know what I'm saying? They do it for guard bodies too, whatever, but I forgot the name they call some niggas and shit like that. But you know, it is what it is, man. I mean, I like what you. I never knew the acronym for Crips and Blood. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying, the original, you know what I'm saying, names and stuff like that. And to show you, man, how, you know, we get infiltrated and they just turn something good into something bad, man. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy to show you, man, that the Bible is real. You should not prosper in all that you do. You know what I'm saying? You got to come through the Most High. You got to come through being a Hebrew Israel. You got to come back repenting and keeping the law, statutes, commands of the Most High. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to come through that gate. You know what I'm saying? You can't go to all these wide gates and think it's going to be all good for you, boy. As the roll, get rolled on, son. And I said, man, I ain't never put no damn flag on me and doing none of that goofy ass shit, boy. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I be talking to people, man. I can talk to somebody about anything, you know what I mean? But I was never really about getting down and I could drop jewels to them. You know what I'm saying? But you just fooling yourself though, fam. You know, just stay a guard body and rock from that position. Because if you get down into it, you have to follow certain they rules, dog. I mean, it is what it is. So, you know, try to glorify that life. You know what I'm saying? Like, brother, I be seeing brothers doing music. They claiming they trying to utilize what they did in the world, but they really glorifying it on the low. Because it don't take you every song to be glorifying drug shit and killing shit and all that dumb shit. I repent to the Most High. Nah, nigga. You trying to sound like a nigga in the world, and you trying to squeeze in the little truth to justify not going off it. You know what I'm saying? I be listening. Y'all sound no different than these niggas in the streets, huh? Like, real talk. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. We got a New York blood in the crib from Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? But all praise to you, Luke, man. That, you know what I'm saying? That you know what I'm saying? You got the knowledge to bring forth. Hopefully, man, you know what I'm saying? You can reach some brothers that's in that. You know what I'm saying? And we all blood. You know what I'm saying? Blood in Christ, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm blood in. That's it. With Hamashiach Yahushua, blood out. That's it.
Blood in, blood in, blood
out.
Blood
in, blood out. You know what I'm saying? And I dang sure don't want to be the dog, the blood out with the dog going to the vomit. I ain't trying to be that one. So it's over. I'm stuck. Prisoner. Ephesians. Yeah, man, I just wanted to jump on and say salute, man, and y'all brothers, man. Keep up the good work.
And all praise, salute. We have it. Maharika the Great, E37 Ministry, Army of Israel headquarters. I believe Luke wanted to say something to you before you bang out, though, Chief.
No, yeah, Khan. I would not to stay too long on the gang activity, but they did have another group out there called ABG, which was a group that just started back then. Anybody could get it. You know what I'm saying? And I was just when Makarika was just talking, I just remember when the flow of the God bodies had just stopped for a minute. It was like a pause. You know what I'm saying? And this is when I guess the music industry was playing a major part because at this time, when the gang activity started getting real rowdy in New York City, you had people from the West Coast like, nah, we can't even accept y'all. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So I was just going down memory road, um, just dealing with a whole lot of different activities at that time. You know what I'm saying? And shout outs to all my peoples out there that know me, know names from the Ville to the Bronx, the whole 5 borough, Jersey, you know what I mean, Philly, you know what I mean, Detroit, Chicago, you know what I mean, my little family out there in Long Beach, LA, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. The Little Rock, Arkansas, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, it was some tough times back then, but I want to be honest and say I'm thankful that the Most High gave me a chance to see and visualize what's going on now. You know what I'm saying? Because I was lost. You know, I was lost.
And now
You
you're
Yeah,
back.
man.
and now you're found. Hallelujah. And now you're found.
Now you found.
Found world. Hallelujah. Welcome to the wake, my good sir. So
Welcome
for
to
Glory to
reality.
God.
reality.
Glory
So
to
for those of you who
Welcome to
don't
reality.
know, again, so
It
for those
was
of you
all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine, Salt and Pepper.
yes, I'm not New York, man. So for those of you who don't know, again, Loopy Lane shares a lot of information. He is in the correspondence department. Y'all hear him sharing out the Torah. You won't hear him. You'll see him not only sharing out the Torah portion, but a lot of information I get when I was going through my exile. It was Maharka, it was Loopy Lane, it was Zephaniah, Big Judah, and a few other very solid. And the other brothers I don't need to mention because they know who they are and that they there. But definitely Loopy Lane is a brother that brings out a lot of information. And we're gonna watch one of his videos right now. And it's so perfect. We have Elder Maharika on. All right. So again, Loopy does a lot of things that have to whenever like we do peer reviews, it'd be Loopy that be sharing information. Loopy is the behind the scenes man. All right. We got Maharika, you looking buff over there, sir. You looking buff over there, sir.
I gotta work out, man. Real talk. So I'm just playing.
You looking buff, son.
I'm just playing, man. But yo, if I had to be gang related, you know what I mean? I'll be blood up. Blood up. I like red, man. I ain't gonna hold. But I'm blood for Mashiach, man.
Yeah, blood on my Mashiach, man. So look, I'm gonna show everybody how to do this. Okay, there's no secrets. Okay, so B, all right, put the B to the side, right, and then you do L, and then you O D. All right, so blood of Hamashiach, man. All right, brotherly love does overcome our destruction. This is a true thing. This is a true statement. All right. The second greatest commandment is love your neighbor as yourself. We're gonna check out one of Loopy's videos. I got the screen share up and jump. So, excuse me, I'm healing. I'm recovering from a respiratory issue. I got my teapot full of ginger and garlic right here. All right. So, to all of my friends, my ministers, and everybody that's been helping. All right. So, Loopy's gonna come back on the Most High's will, and we're gonna pull up this screen share. So let's get it. Maha, man. We're gonna check out this video. Loopy, he deals with a lot of stuff with behind the scenes. Like I said, this video is Sister Shabazz. You might be familiar with this. When everything was going on with the whole, adultery cases and stuff going on in Israel, Loopy was pulling all kind of videos, all kind of scriptures. You feel me? So let's go. I just want to give him respect, man, and pull up one of the stones. We're gonna start our screen share. And this is an open commentary. So if you're watching online, this is an open commentary. All right. Men, women, children invited. Haters. All right. You're invited. We love you too. So let's go ahead and start our screen share. All right. Stop this real quick. Yo, this song is fire, man. Maha, man. Have you heard this song right here? You hear this song?
No.
Look, man, this song is called. Her name is Madison Ryan Ward, and she sings like gospel songs, but she also sings like a lot of righteous songs or whatever. But she sings love songs. This song is called "I'll Wait," man. This is my song for Kayaya. This is my Kayaya song. But this is also a song that I feel like, especially in heart, you know, like yo, I care about you. I'll be patient for you. This is a beautiful song. This one too, man. You know, waste my time. That mug is so hard. I'm so glad I got so much that. But let's get to this real quick, man. So this is what we got, yo. All right, this is me and Loopy Lane in the world. All right, I believe Loopy just came back in. Let's bring him back to the video. All right. But yeah, y'all definitely check this out, man. I just took this link, man. I'm gonna share that with y'all, man. That mug is beautiful, man. All right. Army of Israel definitely in the building. Shalom, one west salute to the Colonel. Shalom. Luke. So we're gonna go ahead and get this started, my lord. All right, I'm gonna leave me and you up. Side panel. All right, now for right now, Maha, I'm just gonna mute your microphone just because the TV background is a little loud. So I'm just gonna mute you just for now, sir. All right, Khan, Tawada. Thank you, Zaquan. All right, so I'm gonna push mute and we're gonna play this through. We have Elder Maharika on once again, which is a huge blessing. Here we go. So this is one of Loopy's reviews. All right, so it's called Vibrations.
Hello and welcome to this special edition of Vibrations. I'm Raven Geary. Today on our program, one of the hottest properties making the talk show circuit.
Now, hold on. Now, before we get into this, let everybody know, okay? All right, let me go ahead and shut this down. All right. Of course, Loopy would pick a 1 hour video. Yo, I really want you to do the hour video, son. You gotta do the hour video, B. All right. So before we get started on this, just let everybody know. This is an open platform. All right. It's an open format. So if you want to speak, if you want to bring something out, you feel me? If you do want to discuss Baba Kushai Shah, I'm gonna let this play because it's gonna be for people that's gonna come later. All right. Now, usually to where I do a lot of interjecting. Now I won't be. I'll be on mute. All right. If you need me, contact me. My number is 937-819-8266. Let me go ahead and put that up. 937-819.
Yeah, y'all can text. You can text comments on there and whatever the case, and put it up on the screen. If you want to say something or interject, put the screen up. Put the text up.
Definitely text it up on the screen. Definitely type. So if you want to interject, say something. All right, you will be able to more than likely find this video, I pray, hopefully at E37 headquarters, which for those of you who don't know, I am an OG E37. All right, so welcome to all of you. And for those of you who don't know, you are also a part of Ezekiel chapter 37, E37. So, so check in with the OGs, man. Make sure you holler at Elder Maharika, worldwide minister. You already know. You feel me? Let's talk about the work. That mug hard. That's hard, Maha. That's hard, man. Hey, Loopy, you almost in there. Get your stuff all the way connected. All right, we love you. Waiting for you. All right, so 937-819-8266. All right, there you go right there. You got that math. We got the man himself. What would this be without the OG blood? Genesis Loopy Lane and our correspondence man. All right. This is the call-in number if you want to. That's my personal cell phone number also. I'm a public servant, so I'm not afraid to give my phone number out and stuff like that, and any foolery happens, whatever. So we're going to get to it. Yo, Luke, man, you ready for this, man? This is the video you brought forward, brother. You want to give a setup before we watch this? I believe we're in a state of emergency. I think Elder Maharika will agree with that. We are in a state of emergency in relationships and the understanding of marriages and how things are supposed to be going because we have a Western mindset. Even though a lot of us are from the East, we are Eastern people. You feel me? So even though a lot of us are from the East, we have a Western mindset and people don't like to hear that, but it's a reality. So I just want to say that, Loop, you want to set this video up for a long time. We've been trying to get these Loopy Lane commentaries. All right. So these are my peer review. This is Loopy Lane. Blessing for everybody meeting the Loopy Lane peer review commentaries right here, E37 Entertainment, E37 Ministries. It's official, So I'm gonna yield the floor, Loop, man. Go ahead and set it up for the people. Shalom.
Khan, Salakia. Basically, this is a mind change thing. Please just be open minded. Don't be cold minded to it. I don't do too much talking. But let's get it. Let's get straight to it. We ain't gonna waste no time.
Hello and welcome to this special edition of Vibrations. I'm Raven Geary. Today in our program, one of the hottest properties making the talk show circuit, Shahrazad Ali. An established writer indeed, Ms. Ali is best known as the author of The Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman, a very controversial and, if I may say so, a very critical view of life of today's Black woman. She joins us today in our studio, and of course we'd like to welcome you today to Vibrations.
Well, thank you, Raven, for inviting me.
Basically, it's your premise that the Black woman is out of sync with the natural order of things. Can you explain that?
Well, it's a very sensitive subject, and certainly I believe that I have tried to approach it from a very sensitive angle. What I have actually said is that the Black woman's disrespect and rebellion against the leadership and the authority of the Black man is a direct cause of the breakdown in the Black family structure.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you so much for sharing this video. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. She came right in telling the truth. I apologize. Everybody, welcome to Loopy Lane's peer reviews. I yield the floor.
Hey, won't you just set that video up? I know you're trying to show it on the but I knew you wouldn't go but too long.
It's not an attack on us as Black women. It's just saying that in the breakdown of any relationship, both parties have to take responsibility. And as Black women, we have been protected and insulated from any kind of examination about what our share of the responsibility is in the breakdown of the Black family. My book represents the first platform, certainly, that the Black man has ever had to air his grievances about the Black woman, because no one would ever listen to him. They have only listened to us.
Can you tell us a little bit about the book itself? What brought you to this point of having to sit down and use your pen to write this book?
Well, actually, it was my first book. In 1985, I authored How Not to Eat Pork or Life Without the Pig. And at that time, I was going around doing what I was calling Get Off That Hog lectures. And during my travels, I noted that I would take the microscope and show people how you can't kill the trichina worm in pork by cooking it. Heat was not destroying the worm, and I would show them, the difference, and demonstrate how FDA was now using radiation to try to kill the worms in pork because cooking was not working, which is what we had always been told. And during that time, a lot of Black men were in agreement to get off eating pork. They wanted to change their eating habits, and they were happy to find out some information that might possibly save their lives. But it was Black women who were the most adamant, who refused to change meal planning techniques, seasoning food, cooking techniques. And so I said, it's interesting. I said, if we are refusing to provide the Black man with the proper physical food, when we know that food is what sustains life, then what else are we withholding from him? Possibly there's some other areas, emotionally, spiritually, psychologically, that we are affecting his behavior by what we do or what we withhold and refuse to give. And that led me to try to find out. We've always heard that the Black man leaves the Black family, abandons his woman and children, won't take care of the children, won't work, stays out all night, turns into a drunk, takes drugs. We've heard a lot of negative things. Most of them are true. But I wanted to find out what happens before he gets to that point. what leads up to the breakdown. We've never gone back to try to find out what happens in the relationship between the black man and a black woman that makes him go off and do all of these bad things. To assume that this is just normal, natural behavior for black men would be to assume that he is naturally bad. And I do not believe that the man that God gave to us as a mate is a naturally bad person. And so I wanted to try to examine what goes on with him. What's his side of the story?
Did a black man ask you to write this book?
Oh, no, certainly not. I think they were just as surprised as black women. Many of them approached the title of the book with a little apprehension because they have not had a champion. We have never had a black woman who actually stood up and said, I'm standing up for the black man's side of the story. We know what our side is, and both sides are true. We have done some very dreadful things to each other. And I don't exonerate black men, which is kind of a misconception that people have. I just say that we know his side. What about our side? And we do have a side. We have adopted some wrong standards. We are judging our men many times by the wrong value system. We are using his children sometimes against him. We have been told that the only benefit that a black man provides in a home is money. And if he does not give us money to take care of those kinds of financial provisions, that he has no value. And what my research has proven to me is that a black man, any man in any home provides much more than financial support. The man provides guidance, instruction, discipline for the children, which we sorely need in our black homes. He provides gratification, fulfillment, protection. I mean, there's so many other values. And these values are the ones that are missing in our children today, which is why many black children are in the street, out of control themselves, disrespectful, don't have any regard for anyone. And most of us are scared of them, and everybody else is, because nobody has a way into them to try to gain any control over them. So I maintain that a return to traditional family values, certain clearly defined gender responsibilities for black men and black women in running a home and a relationship will help us to produce a nation.
And saying all of this, and as calling yourself a champion, and having, if I may say, the courage to write this book and stand by it, you've caused a stir. This book is very controversial. What are you hearing from public reaction?
Well, I don't think that it's an issue among black women about whether or not the book is true or not. The issue is that I was not supposed to tell. These are inside secrets and things that we have never let our men know about. And many times we say, he can't handle me. Well, many times he can't handle us because he doesn't know what it is he's trying to handle. He doesn't understand what motivates us. We have become very adept, many of us, as being able to do something right in front of his eyes and then convince him that that's not what he really saw at all and that it didn't happen. So we've kept him kind of confused.
Excuse me. Do you realize that there are many bookstores, and in particular black bookstores, that have refused to carry the Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman?
I think that that's been overblown. Right now, the book is carried in over 5,000 bookstores here in this country and about 2,000 abroad. The book is becoming a bestseller in London. And to date, we only know of 2 bookstores in the entire country who refuse to carry the book.
May I tell you that there is at least one in Tallahassee?
There may be, but they're lost if they're doing that.
The response we got from that book owner was that your book had nothing, absolutely nothing constructive.
Was that a woman who gave you those comments?
Yes, it was.
Oh, how surprising. Okay.
Let's talk about some of the things that seem to be upsetting people, that people are talking
there
about.
There certainly have been a lot of things taken out of context. Anyone who's ever
5 words you pronounce wrong 2 years before your brain.
Looked at me or seen, witnessed some of the talk shows. They actually exploit a lot of issues. They take them out of context. They want to sensationalize them to build up their ratings to have a good show. So I really appreciate this opportunity to just sit down and have a fireside chat about the book.
Well, I'm glad
without all the fireworks and everything.
You say black women, and I quote you as saying, nag, 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 and that we are essentially responsible for pushing our men away by doing so.
A lot of times we take a position because of our own emotional mechanisms. We harass our men too much. We nag our men too much, and we keep his mind and his head so bundled up and bogged down with all of our personal idiosyncrasies about our day-to-day personal relationship with him, that a lot of times we don't free his mind up to go out and to plan sanely for our future and for the future of our children. Many of them come to us every day and they almost have to do a wind test. They don't know what's going on. They don't know who they're going to meet, because we have a lot of reactions. We tend to think as Black women that a successful relationship and one where we're happy is one where everything goes our way. And the first time it goes another kind of a way, then we go into hell, turmoil in our brain, and we start deciding, oh, I've got terrible problems with this man. He won't do what I want him to do. When our men have a side.
Let me give that side according to Scheherazade Ali, okay? You say in your book,
okay, let's
and I'm quoting you, okay? The Black man in America is the only male on earth, including every continent, who is disrespected by the women in his nation.
That's true.
This situation does not exist anyplace else among the billions of people inhabiting our planet except here in America.
That's right.
The other Black men, the yellow men, the red men, the brown men, and the white men are all honored and respected by their respective nations. All other women recognize and accept that the man is the authority, the ruler, and the leader. Only here in the United States, in the Black nation, scattered throughout the United States, is the Black man neglected. That's pretty powerful.
And it's absolutely true. We have been displaced. A lot of us don't really understand what slavery actually did to us and how much psychological trauma it did to us regarding what our proper roles are with each other, what our responsibilities are as man and woman in our various communities and relationships. We have never been debriefed from slavery. Not really. We have just, we know we had that history, but we don't know how it affected us. We don't know how much of our actual culture we lost, how much of our ideas were taken from us. We know that our religion was taken from us. We know that our names were taken from us, but we don't know how many other standards of day-to-day life have been removed. And while we have adopted the American way of doing things, they have not worked for us because we have a very special situation. We are not the same as everyone else. And a lot of the people who want us to pretend that slavery didn't exist or to forget about it, they've never been a slave. So they don't know what we're going through. They don't know what this has done to us. It has made us as Black women insecure.
Why not? If that's true, why not take up for us? Why not write something that says
we've had everybody to take up for us, and we've always had books about Black women, how great and how strong we are, and we are that. I'm just saying that we have used our strength in the wrong direction. We have used it against our men instead of standing up for them. And if we start to support our men and to speak a good word for him publicly, then so many people won't be able to come against him and tear him down. And he won't have to feel so frustrated. And he won't be outside away from us looking for peace of mind with women of other nationalities, because we actually want our own Black man. We need him back in our homes, and we want to have one. We're just living in a culture where they're trying to convince us that not only do we not need a man, but there's some other options to having one. And those options mainly are celibacy or lesbianism.
There's an old saying that says, charity begins at home and spreads abroad. And
Absolutely.
In your book, you say that we are not bringing up our daughters and our sons in a correct manner to respect their fathers.
We're not. Unfortunately, as I say, since money has been used as the measure, many times if a Black man does not have money to give us, we won't even let him see his children. We won't let him spend any time with it because he does not give us whatever the child support is. And I'm not saying that we don't need money to raise a child, but I try to explain to Black women that raising a child consists of much more than feeding, clothing, and sheltering it. That's maintaining one. To raise one, you need a return of the parental coalition of the father and the mother to put the proper values into the child. Many of our boys, when we raise them alone, they grow up with the female emotional mechanism. They are suspicious, they are doubtful, they're disrespectful of womanhood, they are bitchy, they can't make a decision. And many of our girls who grow up in a home where there's no man present, they go out into the world and try to mate. They don't have any idea how to live with a man day to day, how to prepare a proper meal, how to be a mother, how to just be in love in the home. Most of what our people and our children especially have learned about how you have a relationship, they learned off of television. And television doesn't represent our needs. And so a lot of the confusion has come, from outside agencies that we have not recognized how detrimental it has been to us as a people.
Can I play devil's advocate for just a moment?
Well, I wish you wouldn't, but I know you must. Go on.
What if I am a good wife?
Mm-hmm.
His home is clean. His kids are fed. I'm making sure they're well educated. I help them with their homework. I'm a good lover in bed. I help him with the finances. And I say, look at that. He still took a walk.
This is a metabolism killer. This is a metabolism killer.
That's something else that's been confused about my book. I advise black men and black women. I certainly tell men that if you are with a woman who you have been with for 5, 10, 15, 20 years, 6 months, 2 weeks, whatever it is, and that woman refuses to cooperate with your ideas, does not want to get with your program of right, whatever it is, then I tell those men, get rid of that woman and get another one. And I tell black women the same thing. If you are with a man that you cannot be in agreement with, then get rid of him and get with a man that you can be in agreement with. If the man you're with is not treating you the way that you want him to, and you feel that you have put in enough time to demonstrate your commitment and your sincerity of efforts to try to make the relationship work, I don't tell people to just stay in that relationship. I'm trying to teach us that we waste a lot of time being angry with each other and being dissatisfied in relationships. Get out of it and get with one where you can be happy.
You say that the black woman would like to be a clone of the white woman.
Many of us, yes. That's unfortunate.
How do you see that?
Well, that's something that was almost accidental, I'd have to say. See, the white woman has been the only mentor that we have had of a female. We've seen her every day of our life on television, every magazine, every newspaper, every commercial. You know, it's just been her face, her body, her image, whatever it has been in front of us. And so today we have the results of that. We have black women who are trying to dye their hair blonde, who are wearing blue and green contacts in their eyes, you know, who wear tons and tons of layers of makeup, who have changed their voice, who have hair weaves so they can have flowing long hair blowing in the wind, you know, like Brooke Shields or somebody, you know. And so that's been an accident. And as a result of us doing that, we have also adopted the women's liberation movement goals of wanting to be liberated from the man and have some kind of pseudo equality. When while that may be true of the white woman and her plight with the white man, that's not really the black woman's business, because we haven't been under the control of the black man for over 500 years. So what do we have to be liberated from him from?
Is there something wrong with trying to make herself look better or more appealing?
Well, it depends on what standard you're using as being the goal of looking better. You know, if we think to look better is to put on a ton of makeup and have blue eyes, then there's something wrong with that, you know. But if we think that to look better is to certainly get a better spirit in our heart and to work every day to become a better wife, a better mother, better friend, better sister, then those values and attributes alone will make us more beautiful than we are now.
How do you feel about the fact that many people accuse you of wanting to see the black woman at a point of submission? Is that where you want to see a black woman in the 1990s?
Well, it depends on how you define submission. Those words have a tendency to have a negative connotation for us because of how they were used against us during slavery and what we connect them to. But actually, the kind of submission that I'm referring to just means cooperation and agreement. I don't think that anybody could say that I represent a woman who is subjugated in any kind of way. I don't think that anybody could say that my personality sounds like some man has me somewhere crawling around on the ground or walking 10 paces behind him. So I'm not representing that. I'm representing strength. I'm saying that we have a lot of power. We have power to make heaven and hell for our men. And I'm saying, let's try making heaven. Let's try to build him up. If a man has his woman behind him, he will believe he can do anything. And all we need to do is to get our men to believe that they can do anything. And he'll be able to, you know, do much better than he's doing now and come out of the pitiful condition he's in. As I said, I'm not exonerating him. I'm just saying that all of that strength that we have, let's use it in a more positive way instead of just going for self. You know, nobody told us that all of that being my own person and I'm independent would lead to separation and loneliness. But that's what we had to trade for that. In order to have certain kinds of success, we had to give up the man because we can't find a man who will compete with us on that level. As I said, we say he can't handle us or he's intimidated by the fact I make more money than him. I think that by judging our men on how much money he makes, we have lost a lot of good men. Because as black women, if we decide that all of us are going to just determine whether or not we're going to have a man based on how much money he makes, then well, none of us have no man. Because most black men don't have no money.
There are many men
Not a lot of money.
There are many men out there who don't want a woman.
That's absolutely true.
Who is not gainfully employed.
That's
just
true.
Works both ways.
And one of the things that I have always explained about that, Raven, is that for my lectures, which you know I do all over the country, so I can give Black people some ease and take some of the hysteria out of our communities that the book seems to have caused. I have security guards, not because of Black women. We're going to do just what we do. We're going to fuss and we're going to cuss or do a little something, you know. But I have it because of Black men, because the Black man's guide to understand the Black woman puts the Black man on point. And it reminds him what he has allowed to happen to his woman and his family. Many Black men become intimidated. They don't want to take responsibility for their women. They don't want the challenge. They don't want to be put on point. So they become overwhelmed. And it's them that go off. That's why I have security, because most men know that this book puts the Black man on point. It just talks about what slavery has done to the Black woman, but it's really telling him what he has allowed to happen.
Let's go back to the book for just a moment. According to you, there are 3 types of Black women.
Yeah, they overlap a little bit.
Can you define it just very briefly for us?
Well, we have, I kind of number them, I think, as 1, 2, and 3, and I would call them lower class, middle level, and so-called upper class, you know, and we certainly have to acknowledge that we have those levels in our society. We see them every day. That is not a put down to recognize that we have a lower class woman who perhaps lives on the street, who is an alcoholic, a bum, you know, who is outdoors, who is subject to abject poverty as a lack of, because of a lack of education and proper training and personal hygiene and other kinds of information. She exists, and we need to reach her and try to raise her up differently, because many of these women have children, and we have for them. We have the mid-class women who are the number 2s, and they're kind of average. They try to do better than the lower level. And then, of course, we have the number 3 class, which is the so-called successful, you know, Black woman who is tripping about the fact that she generally has a big job and a credit card or something, you know.
Don't you want to see Black women accomplish something?
Yes, I absolutely do. But if we can't accomplish saving our race, then we have not made an accomplishment. We are looking at our man become endangered. He's already endangered. Over 60% of us are single, widowed, separated, or divorced as of last year. And so we're not together. And there is one monolith in the Black community, Raven. If we don't reproduce children, then our nation, our race is going to die out here. And so we sometimes tend to look at Black men and say, yeah, they're in this bad condition. And we act like they're going to die out and we're going to live on. But that's not the way it's going to go. If the Black man dies, all of us are going to die, because he actually is the backbone of our nation. We can't produce a baby by ourselves. And going into other nationalities still just erases, you know, our nation. And I'm trying to get us not to do that.
You have problems with interracial marriages.
Yeah, I'm not for that. Well, because of the fact that I think that God made a male and female of every nationality so that they could mate and reproduce. And I think in our particular case, a lot of us try to run to what I call race denial by trying to marry into other nationalities to try to get away from our own heritage. Many Black women do that, and certainly many Black men do that. So I'm trying to get them to get back together and stop trying to marry and go into other races and infiltrate them with some of the nonsense that we bring as a result of our sad slavery history.
What if a woman says to you, well, I was alone, and he came to me at a very vulnerable point in my life, whether he's Hispanic or from the Middle East, or he's white and Caucasian, doesn't matter. And she just says, he came to me at a very vulnerable point in my life, Scheherazade, and he's good to me, and he takes care of me.
It's not necessary for people to confess to me. I tell people all the time, I'm not taking a poll. This book is about self-examination and personal development. And if after reading this book, she thinks that she is still in the right place, then I don't have any control over that. I'm not out here as a judge. As I said, I haven't set myself up to say I'm the perfect Black woman. Everyone should be about me. I have the same problems that all the rest of y'all got. I'm just trying to work with it. And this book is so brutally honest. We've never had anybody just straight talk to us about our personal problems, what happens inside the Black home after the door is closed. And we have had a tendency to think that it's some kind of secret, that nobody recognizes, that we don't get along. And we tend to think that somebody is going to pick this book up from some other nationality and think that all Black women are like the women that I describe in this book. That's totally impossible, because the things that I describe are visible and they're audible. You can see them, or you can hear them. So nobody's going to mistakenly think you do these things if they don't see them or hear them coming out of your mouth or out of your actions. So there's no danger of people thinking that all of us do this.
Shahrazad, there are a lot of women out there who think you don't like us, you don't like black women.
Oh, yes, I do. I love black women. I'm a black woman myself, and I got 5 daughters and 4 sisters. So that would, be ridiculous of anybody to assume that. As I said, we have just never had anybody challenge us on our behavior. We've never had anybody to say, well, let's look at what we do. We know what he does, and he's wrong in a lot of what he does. But his wrongness, his guilt does not ensure our innocence. We have a share in the problems that we have in the black community. And just because we are dressed up and have a job does not mean that we don't practice some aberrant behaviors that end up infecting our homes and breaking up our relationships with our men and helping to hold him down. That's all I'm saying. So everyone can look at themselves. Every man can look at his own woman. This book has brought a lot of people together. This book has reunited a lot of couples who now understand what happened in their relationship. It's required reading in 15 historically black colleges and 10 white colleges. Everyone must study what slavery did to the black woman. We have never looked at it as an independent study.
May I ask you, on what do you base your information?
Just research, being a black woman myself, living here in the country, and I interviewed over 3,000 people. I interviewed 379 black men who were married to or dating white women, over 100 black women who were married to or dating white men, and a little over 2,000 black men and over 1,000 black women. And what I found is that we don't have a control group. There was no point in me listing all of their names because we don't have one set of Negroes that we could point at and say, okay, well, this particular group is not affected by slavery. All of us are affected by it. We just have not been able to identify the manifestation of that behavior and be able to trace it back to what the root was and how we got that way. A lot of the behavior we practice because it's trendy, it's popular in this country. And so we think that that's just the thing to do.
Do you fault the black man for anything?
Yes, absolutely.
Briefly,
I fought him for lying.
For lying?
Yes.
About?
All kinds of things. He won't tell us the truth about his life because he knows that we can't handle the truth. And so he will lie to us about his activities and his life because it preserves the peace for him, he thinks. But we know that lies don't build a relationship. They create doubt, suspicion, and fear. And then we exhibit those behavior traits. And fear in the female is always translated as hostility. And so, see, it's a locked-in circle that I'm trying to get us to look at how these things are connected and what they produce. A lot of the anger and frustration we have at each other is really not even at each other. It's about our conditions. It's about something that's almost been genetically sent down through our womb because our men were not able to protect us. They were not able to keep the slave master from snatching our babies out of our womb, to allow us to have food or clothing. A lot of different kinds of things that happen to us that just make us tremble. They make us frightened. And so now it's to a point where everything that the man does, we have our total emotional balance, our self-esteem, our self-respect, everything that we stand for as a female, we have it tied right now to our men's genitals. And it depends on what he does with those about whether or not
let's talk about that for just a moment.
See, this is an intense topic.
Yes,
I just never get a chance to explain
One thing that I read over and over again in your book was regarding infidelity. And let me just make this here. You say in your book, there is no history of the black man settling down with one woman and never desiring to have another before slavery, during slavery, or after slavery. The black man has never been recorded to have just one woman.
Right. Well, I think there's some actual facts we can look at on that. Monogamy has failed for the white man in America.
But this is like saying it's okay.
It's not me saying it's okay. This is how they're living. I'm giving you the history of what their life is. Black men haven't been waiting on me to tell them it's all right to have more than one woman. Neither have white men. This is just what they do. I'm not talking about fornication and adultery. I'm not talking about one-night stands and running around rampant with other women. That's not the kinds of, when I say more than one woman relationship. I mean that before we came to America, our men had more than one wife and family. And we were satisfied with it because we had not met the monogamy idea. We had not met the American white woman who, insists on certain kinds of values in her man. We had not learned envy and jealousy. All right. After coming here, those kinds of ideas were bred into us because of society and the mores that the Americans made up here. And so then we started to have problems with that. But I think that since it is apparent that most of them, not all of them, it's certainly up to the man, do love more than one woman. I got tons of mail. A lot of black men write and tell me that they have had 2 women for 5, 10, 15, and 20 years, and they can't even get the women to speak to each other. Sometimes they have 2 families.
Would I want
2 sets of
to, but
children.
Sharon, would I want to talk to a woman who's sharing perhaps the bed and the money and the social life with who I would deem as my man?
If you want to deal in reality, and if you are not insecure, and if you don't think that that robs you of something, you would want to know them. If he loves her, you certainly should want to know her.
There are a lot of black women out there who say,
"Oh, I know
sister,
they're mad about that idea. I understand, you know."
that would never hold water.
Wait a minute, that's not easy. And that's a frightening thought to most of us. And I don't like that. I'm not for that. I'm in agreement with everybody else. Our men ought to just have 1 woman. But that is not the reality. I'm trying to get us to deal with some reality for a change. Stop dealing with fantasy. Stop dealing with television. Stop dealing with imagination of how we wish things were. Let's deal with them how they are, what it is, present tense. And
but
if we
because
deal
that's
with that,
happening doesn't mean I have to like that or want to accept that.
No, that means that you can live in hell. That means you can live in doubt. That means that you can always be checking on your man. That means that you can be insecure and be, tearful. And that means you can be disappointed when you find out the real truth. And you don't want to have that in your life. None of us do. But in order not to have that, then we have to deal with some reality and recognize that men are not limited in the way that women are. Men are able to love more than 1 woman. I'm not talking about, as I said, just a random sexual relationship of fornication and adultery and all of that. I mean that there are many black men who have children by more than 1 woman. What is to become of those children? They need their father.
Now, you say
Bring it on! Bring it on!
She will cry and seek sympathy. During this period, the black woman will remind the black man of everything she has ever done for him.
Yeah, we do that.
She will try to make him feel guilty and ashamed of his decidedly outrageous behavior.
Absolutely.
She'll let the house go, and I quote you, to hell.
That's right.
She may stop cleaning, ironing, washing, and cooking.
And we withhold sex. That's a real tool we use. We do that.
But if you would cheat on me or walk out on me,
you have to get into definition. Who told us that was cheating? Where did that idea come from that that's cheating? And I'm not saying that a lot of men are not just running around. I'm not talking about that. But if a woman finds out that her man has been with a woman while she's been with him for 3 or 4 or 5 years, that's a serious commitment and relationship. And if it hasn't taken anything from me, if I'm not going short of anything, and if this is what he thinks his responsibility is, then what kind of hell are you going to go through to prevent that? Since we cannot stop him, we have not been successful. The white woman has not been successful in stopping the white man from having another woman. They call them a mistress. We pick up a lot of that terminology. But a man who has 2 women, that's not necessarily a mistress. That's just his other woman. Now, we got 2 choices. We can be the woman or the other woman. We don't have it, those 2. Now, I know we don't like that. I don't like that. Our life at some point. Now, it's up to the man. But every man doesn't want 2 women, but those that do, they're going to do it.
What about our morals and our religion?
Whose religion? Whose morals? Not our religion, because we're not practicing the religion of black people anymore. That was taken from us. We don't have our morals anymore. That was taken from us. So whose idea are you representing when you stand up for those values? Not ours. Somebody else's, some other nationality. And it may work for them, but it doesn't work for us. It hasn't worked for anybody, really, but nobody wants to deal with the truth. Monogamy was only created because of the economics of it.
The Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman has been out for, what, over a year now?
March the 20th will be the 1st year anniversary. And for that anniversary, I'm releasing my new video. And the video is called The Black Man's Guide on Tour. And it is exciting.
I would assume it's pretty hot.
Yeah, it's hot, I tell you.
After writing this book, just take a moment before you answer.
Okay.
Do you regret anything about what you wrote? If you had the chance to do it all over again, would you perhaps soften some of the things that you said?
No, that doesn't require any in-depth thought. I've been asked that a lot, of course. No, I wouldn't, because, see, we always want some kind of instruction and help to come to us that doesn't affect the status quo. We want somebody to tell us some information or give us some instruction that doesn't require us to change. Okay.
Hey, Shalom, Shalom. We got Shatar Lacum that just joined us in. All right, and Shalom, man. This is so beautiful. Let me get back to this, man. Hallelujah. I'm gonna keep my microphone muted, man. You brothers are doing an excellent job, man, and this is just beautiful. This is so exactly perfectly spiritually on time. And this is a message that has been from years back and is still permeating right now. You can't make this stuff up. Don't get me started, Maha. You know, nope, don't do no, Maha. Don't do it, Maha. No, Maha. No, don't start. No, let me get back because I'm gonna start talking. No, I'm gonna start talking.
Taco Mondays.
No. What you say, Cockle?
Taco Monday.
I thought you said something else. Amen. Blessings to Taco Mondays. Blessings to Taco Mondays. Remind me of what I thought you said, man. Hey, this is so beautiful. Let's get back to it. I yield. All right, push mute, man. Strap up before I get started, yo. Because you know, once I get started, there ain't no pause button in. Let me stay in the quiet worlds, brother. I'm back here struggling.
Oh yeah. Keep it going there. Keep it going before you go. Right, 30 seconds. Wait a minute.
Here we go, right? Here you go. All right.
What? No video? Where's the sister worlds?
If I leave my microphone off, Marika, I can't promise you will not hear me say things. So
are you gonna play the video,
off, bro? I'm trying to get to it. When I stop the video, it may come on. Don't do it, Maha. Don't do it.
You done lost the video?
Do it, brother.
You done lost the tabs?
The muting world before I get started.
Everyone, Mark Martin here at City.
Yes, I lost the video.
We got to get started, then we got a whole pause for like 30 seconds.
Would you?
I'm up there. Where's the word?
I'm not talking about fornication and adultery. I'm not talking about one night stands. Whose morals?
It's the world, brother.
Not ours, because we're not practicing the religion of black people anymore.
Can't see nothing.
All right. I'm coming back. It wasn't my fault, man. It was my Haruka. All right. There we go. There we go. We got the final. Kwame Ashurali. Now, guess what? I gotta find the video.
We got 2 million tabs.
All right. Okay, yo, focus. These is all, you got. Hey, these is all powerful.
Come on, man. Get rid of them damn
lessons,
tabs. You got 10,000 tabs, brother.
Man, no, those are lessons. Ain't nobody getting rid of. Yo, push mute. I'm about to mute you. You keep me talking.
At least,
man, because you be getting me turned up, man. Yo.
Find the word.
Muty word. Come on. All right, come on. Now, real spill, I'm going to need y'all to help me to find a certain landmark. Once I mute it, if I click the screen off, it'll shut the video down, start over. So you all can unmute, and I'm encourage y'all to commentary. Just make sure that y'all backgrounds are, respectable. You feel me? So y'all unmute y'all microphones. I'm going to stay on mute. You feel me? And give them sincere commentaries. This needs to be seen and heard as we speaketh. All right, I'm going on mute. Help me find a spot. Pause.
All right, after coming here, those kinds of ideas were bred into us because of society and the mores that the Americans made.
Pretty hot.
It's hot, I tell you.
After writing this book, Just take a moment before you answer.
Okay. Now I know we don't like that. I don't like that. You know, but that's the reality of our life at some point. Now it's up to the man. But every man doesn't want two women, but those that do,
what
they're
about our
going to do it.
morals and our religion?
Whose religion? Whose morals? Not our religion, because we're not practicing the religion of black people anymore. That was taken from us. We don't have our morals anymore. That was taken from us. So whose idea are you representing when you stand up for those values? Not ours. Somebody else's, some other nationality. And it may work for them, but it doesn't work for us. It hasn't worked for anybody, really, but nobody wants to deal with the truth. Monogamy was only created because of the economics of it.
The Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman has been out for, what, over a year now?
March the 20th will be the first year anniversary. And for that anniversary, I'm releasing my new video. And the video is called The Black Man's Guide on Tour. And it is exciting.
I would assume it's pretty hot.
Yeah, it's hot, I tell you.
After writing this book, just take a moment before you answer.
Okay.
Do you regret anything about what you wrote? If you had the chance to do it all over again, would you perhaps soften some of the things that you said?
No, that doesn't require any in-depth thought. I've been asked that a lot, of course. No, I wouldn't, because, see, we always want some kind of instruction and help to come to us that doesn't affect the status quo. We want somebody to tell us some information or give us some instruction that doesn't require us to change. Okay? Mm-hmm. This book requires change. And one thing this book has done that I have really been pleased with, it has certainly reopened communications. And a lot of us as Black women, because of what here seems like it's just so radical, are willing to make a lot of concessions now and cooperate a lot of other kind of ways to keep from having to do any of these things that I list in here. So I have letters from Black men who just write and say, listen, thank you. My wife is cooking better meals now. I have letters from children that say, thank you. My mother quit her second job. She's home with us now at night. I have had Black men walk up to me on the street in New York and reach out to shake my hand and say, thank you, and just burst into tears and say, thanks. Hey, I thought I'd never live to see the day.
Not to jump on your case or anything here, but just to say in defense, how many of those women are afraid of an open-handed slap in the face? You've been accused.
That's a terrible thing.
You have been accused of advocating violence.
No, see, that's a misconception. I'm trying to stop violence in the Black community. Now, we know, Raven, that domestic violence is at an all-time high in the Black community. Black men currently are kicking us, blacking our eyes, knocking our teeth out, stabbing us, shooting us. They're doing a lot of horrible things to us. All right. So what I'm trying to do is to put some direction on that. One of the problems we have is that we don't know that change happens in degrees and stages. So if we just tell our men don't hit women, they're not going to do that any more than they're going to say no to drugs. You know, that doesn't work in that way, just to give that kind of instruction. So let's first put some controls on it. Let's get our men to recognize that they don't have to go off and brutalize us with their fists and hit us with weapons and kick us in the stomach and hit us in the breast.
But it's okay for him to hit me with his hand?
Wait a minute. I'm saying that if I can stop Black men from kicking and shooting and stabbing and stomping Black women and get them to just lightly tap us in the mouth, I will have saved a lot of lives and preserved a lot of families.
What kind of logic is that?
Well, they're not going to stop doing it completely. Now, let's deal with the reality of the statistics. You know, 40% of our women are brutalized. So I'm trying to get the men to stop doing that to us. The Red Cross suggests the same motion, and nobody's ever jumped on them. If a person gets hysterical, you slap them in the face to bring them back around to reality. And I'm not even saying a hard slap. And let's go over that, because that's something that's confused all over the country. I'm so tired. That's the national anthem of Black women. Now, at first I thought they were really upset, but I think it's been kind of a smoke screen. They're trying to use that to get Black men not to read the rest of the book. Okay, this is what it says. If the Black woman is brutalized repeatedly, the relationship will fail, and the Black man will possibly be arrested and charged with cowardly abusing a woman. This is not the goal. Make no mistake about it. No black eyes, no punching in the stomach, the breast, no stomping, and no uppercuts. Analyzing the options available to the Black man when the Black woman's mouth, verbal abuse has been proven to be just as violent and harmful as physical abuse. When her mouth becomes uncontrollably disrespectful, they total only a few. He can walk away from her, leave the house, get drunk. We know men do that. He can go to his other woman and complain. He can quit the relationship, leave the woman. He can try to argue back and lose. Nobody can out-argue us, okay? Or he can seek counseling or sympathy from friends. Now, those are the only options any man has when a woman is running off at the mouth to him. Or he can offer her a sound, open-handed slap in the mouth. That doesn't go from point A to Z. There's a lot of other options in there that our men use. I'm just describing what happens. Ordinarily, when he gets to that point 6, it's not a slap, it's a brutal hit with a fist. I'm trying to stop him from doing that to us. And I'm trying to get us to control it differently.
Violence should be advocated.
Well, that's not advocating violence. The violence is already going on. I'm trying to stop it. I'm trying to put some controls on it.
Sherazade,
and that's something that people don't understand.
You are a mother.
Yes, I have 12 children.
How would you feel if your daughter called you at 2 a.m. in the morning and said, Mom, he hit me? Now, you're a mother now. You're a mother.
Well, I'm not emotional like that. I'd have to say what happened. Put him on the extension and let me find out what happened.
There are many women out there who would like to know, are you married?
Of course I'm married. Yeah, now you know I'm with being with a man. I'm not ashamed to say I need a man. No, I need a man. I'm one of those women. I had to have a man. I am not ashamed of that. My first husband died in 1985, unfortunately, of a heart attack. And I have a new husband now. And I've given the children to him, and we're raising them. And he's a very beautiful man. He's not afraid of me. He's not intimidated by me. And he knows me, and he has read the book. Okay, he is in agreement with my campaign, and all of my sons are in agreement with this. I have 7 sons, and they are very beautiful and very talented. And it's very interesting to see how, as a result of me teaching them differently, the girls that come there, they don't run the same game on them. You know, like they can't come into our house with the mini skirts on. Mm-hmm. They can't come in with the skin tight clothes on.
You are Muslim, may I add that?
Oh, of course, okay. But I'm not teaching our people religion. Okay, they already failed that course. I wouldn't dare try to teach black people religion.
But does that influence the way?
Well, Islam influences everything that goes on in the black community, because that's what we were before we were brought here as slaves. So yes, it certainly has influenced my life.
Can I jump back?
It's not a book on religion, and I don't bring it into it like that.
Sure. I want to jump back for just a moment. You said there are 3 kinds of black women. Where do you fall?
Drinking coffee every day didn't work for me, but I couldn't figure out why.
Probably somewhere, the categories overlap, probably between the 2, 3.
And how do you criticize yourself?
Well, as I said, I work every day to be a better wife, better mother, and I have not said I'm perfect. You know, I'm a victim of all of the things, just like all the rest of us are. And I don't say that all black women do everything in my book. None of us have lived long enough to do everything in the book, but all of us do some of them. And every time that we do them, then it serves to break up our relationship and run our men away from us. When that's not really what we want at all. We really want him to run toward us. But sometimes we function in such a way that makes him be outside, looking for peace of mind with somebody else because we withhold the peace because we're mad at him about something, you know. I go around trying to tell black women, if one of the things we can do for our men is just smile when we see him coming. Yeah, if you get with these ideas, the first thing it'll do is relax the muscles in your face. You won't be so uptight all the time. It'll make you beautiful.
What are you teaching your daughters regarding to this philosophy?
That to be able to judge things on an unemotional basis. Try to go by the actual facts of what is presented to you instead of how you feel about it. Our people in general have a problem distinguishing between actual fact and opinion. And we think we have an option to reject the truth based on how we feel about it. The truth doesn't change just because we feel a certain way about it. It remains the truth. So I teach them that.
Is this book semi-autobiographical?
Oh, absolutely not. Excuse me. Absolutely not. No.
But doesn't the average person that write a book, there's a little bit of him somewhere in what
I'm the writer here. You the TV host, and writers do not do that. You can write about anything you want to. And the only thing I regret is that I didn't write the Black Man's Guide to Understand the Black Woman Part 2, because there's some more. This is just all I put in the one book. But I'm coming out with the Black Woman's Guide to Understand the Black Man in 1993, probably.
Well, I will tell you right now, there'll be a lot of ladies.
Oh, yeah, we return money every day. They're trying to buy it already, but I don't have it ready.
The most profound question, perhaps, that I can ask you right now, do you believe in what you're writing, or are you a very businesswoman making a buck?
Well, I believe absolutely in what I'm writing. I wouldn't come out here and go through what I have to go through around the country every day. And I can be in a different city every day of the year. The demand is just that great. I read an article in Emerge magazine the other day. People have been writing in about my book as a result of an article they wrote a few months ago. And the editor put a note in the magazine, in the front of their magazine, that this Emerge magazine now, that's supposed to be Black people coming out and so forth. They put a paragraph in there that said, we have been still getting letters on Shahrazad Ali's book, The Black Man's Guide to Understand the Black Woman, but we're not going to publish any more of them because we have decided that the book has made enough money. I thought that was the most ignorant remark. So I told my secretary, get him on the telephone. So I got that nigger on the phone. I said, has IBM made enough money? Has Nike, Reebok, AT&T? Why don't you go tell them people that they made enough money? You know, that's so silly that our people take an attitude of wanting to stifle someone else's success. The part successful publisher and black female entrepreneur, absolutely. I have a great deal of insight about the publishing industry. I did this by myself. And you would think that somebody would want to do a story on that side, since obviously I know how to put together a successful project and carry it off into the second year now. But they don't want to deal with that, and they keep saying I made enough money. And nobody even knows how much money I have made. They don't know what my responsibilities are. They do know I have 12 children. You know, but I thought that was such an ignorant remark for a Black person to make, when all of the people who are making money off of Black people in our community, where it's not benefiting us at all. It's not helping us to grow or to change or to be better. And they never get addressed. They never get attacked. But they keep saying to me, you know, that I have made enough money. And they don't even know.
The irony in this is that you said you wish you could see more Black women taking more interest in the home. You are a businesswoman. You're traveling all the time. Who's cooking your husband dinner tonight?
My husband travels with me a lot of the times. You all just don't know who he is because we can't let that out. No, he's with me a great deal of the time. I have a strong family, extended family structure. I have sisters, and my children are between the ages of 5 and 26. Now, if that 23, 24, and 25-year-old don't know how to take care of the children when I'm not there, then I have failed. But I haven't, because they do know how to carry on until I get back, you know.
Have you met any one Black woman that you do admire? Who you think has done an excellent job?
Black women all of the time. Marva Collins. I just made a huge donation to the Marva Collins Preparatory School in Cincinnati in memory of my mother. I donated to a lot of organizations around the country, you know, to help Black children. Mostly that's what I do. I don't donate any money that's going to be used for administrative costs. I don't do that. But if it's going to go directly to the children, I do that. A lot of Black women, you know, we've done, as I said, I represent that great strength that we have. I admire you for what you're doing. It takes a lot of courage to bring me in on a television show and let me just talk. A lot of people wouldn't do that, you know, and I wish you success in your career.
Thank you very much.
After I'm gone.
Shahrazad, do you have an opinion of the white woman?
Just that she's been an influence on us, and that not intentionally, she's just living her life. She didn't tell us to copy her, you know, but the way the society is set up, we have copied a lot of her ideas, and a lot of the standards she sets for the white man, we have tried to set them for the Black man, except all of the things that are required for a man to have to meet those prerequisites, our men are kept from getting. You understand? So it's really a messed up situation, and so we make demands on our men that they just can't produce.
You've been on the talk show circuit for quite some time now.
10 months.
Do you find that even journalists in the highest degree have trouble remaining objective when they talk to you?
Yeah, most of them. In fact, what they do is on the newspaper interviews, they sit there and they're so nice. Oh, they're so wonderful. And then I leave town, and then I get a copy of the story in the mail. Oh God, they roast me alive. You know?
You write some pretty powerful stuff. It must be hard to even go in an airport.
Oh, sometimes. Well, it certainly has allowed me to recognize, you know, people, because I wear these crowns, you know, they recognize me in a lot of places. But most of the time, which is a story which has never been told, there are so many Black women who love me. There are so many Black women who, in fact, next week, I'll be going to Baltimore. And there's a group there called the Black Women's Consciousness Raising Organization or something. And it's a Black women's group of 250 Black women, professional women. They have invited me into their convention to be the keynote speaker.
May I say,
I got Black women all over the country who are in support of this project. In fact, I just gave that lecture in Miami, and the man who invited me in was 78 years old. He said he thought he'd never lived to see the day that the truth was told about our women. You know, he's a 78-year-old Black man who is still in business. He invited me in. Most of the people at the lecture were women. Most of the people who bought 2 and 3 books for their sons were women. Most of the people that bought books for their daughters who were getting married were women. You know, so it's been distorted of who actually is supporting this project. We have 30 million people out here. About 15 million of them have jobs. About 7 million of them can read or have disposable income to buy a book. And I haven't reached the market that I intend to reach in order to actually get this message to penetrate into our communities. The book being required reading is certainly going to help us to face some realities. Our young people want a different life. They don't want the failure that many of us have suffered. They have seen that this has not worked for many of us, and they want something different. They want to find out why they can't get along, why their meeting techniques are failing for them, and why they're so frustrated, why there's so much game and nonsense in it. And this book will help them to do that.
Shahrazad, it has been a pleasure to have you today. Can I just add something for just a moment? I had the opportunity to have lunch with you today. You are a very personable individual. You
Absolutely.
are sweet.
They just tried to make you a monster on television.
But can I say that if I didn't know about this book, on a first impression of you, I never would have thought you'd have written that.
Attention retirees, if you're
Many of us are.
On a first impression of you, I never would have thought you'd have written that.
Well, you may not have. Many of us have some talents that our larger communities can benefit from. You know, if I had met you somewhere, I might not have realized that you were a very popular and dedicated talk show host. I wouldn't have known that until you told me what you do. I believe that the message I'm trying to bring to my people is a message from God. I think that the only way our people get any message or information from God is through the people, and that this is a very important work I'm doing. This is not a game to me. It has a great emotional drain on me. People come against me with a lot of negative ideas. They come hard. They bring all the force that they have to bear, and I have to stand up under that.
How do you deal with that?
Well, I don't internalize. I don't let it go in. I expected us to have an emotional reaction, and I know that when you have a revolution of social change, the first reaction is emotional, but those people settle down. And so if I have to be the brunt of that in order for them to get to a better life, in order for us to have a better child, then I just have to take that. And of course, my own man has to absorb a lot of what I bring to him. Sometimes, every once in a while, somebody will get through and they'll say something that'll, just be so penetrating, say, wow, listen at that. But I just don't internalize it because I know that it's not me they really want to attack.
Mm-hmm.
They really want to just not have to take responsibility for their behavior. They don't want anyone to say that's wrong because most of the negative practices we have, we've been doing them so long, we think that they are right. And so we don't want anybody to come out and say, you're doing that wrong. And we certainly don't want our man to say, that's right, you are wrong.
Has this been worse, what you've had to go through,
Absolutely.
being accosted in airports and
absolutely
practically blessed out on television shows?
Anytime I'm accosted in the airport, it's because somebody wants an autograph or they want a book. I mean, I've had an entire basketball team in LA, they want a book or they want an autograph, but it has not been negative. And certainly, as I said, we can always dwell on that one issue in the book that people tried to bring up that's negative about violence. As I have explained, that's not what I was trying to do. And that certainly keeps people from understanding the rest of the book, which is calling on us as Black women to bring some of that backboning strength that we have, some of that monumental dedication to the Black family back to making a family. A family is more than a woman and children. A family is a father and a mother and children.
You cannot deny, however, that there are many Black women who have decided for whatever reason to go it alone and are successful in raising children who are not on
they're not
drugs.
successful.
Yes, wait. Let me just make my point now. Who are sending their children to college,
that's not
who run a good home.
I keep trying to explain that. Feeding and clothing and raising a child and making sure it's not on drugs and it goes to college, that doesn't guarantee that child any emotional success in their relationships in life. That just means they may be able to get a job. See, we have to look at even what the success standard is that we're talking about. That's not necessarily success. That doesn't guarantee us success. If we can raise up an emotionally stable child, one who knows how to carry on our Black nation, who knows how to be a good mother and still perhaps contribute to the outside community, if we can raise up fathers who take responsibility for their children and who know that their presence in the home is a needed one if we are to survive, there are a lot of other things more important than us just getting a college education and a job. That does not guarantee the success of a nation. That guarantees a personal financial success, which is not the only thing that we need to revive our Black nation.
Let's talk about the future just briefly. What's up next for you?
The video, The Black Man's Guide on Tour, which is coming out March the 20th. And hopefully by Christmas, we'll have it completed. I'm working on a prototype of the Shahrazad doll. And the Shahrazad doll is going to be a little doll with a little lady with a little crown on. And she'll be holding a little Black man's guide. And when you punch her on top of the crown, she'll give you a positive message. I love that. When I thought of that, I sat straight up in the bed. But she's going to do that, and I've been asked to come into the elementary schools more now. And so I'm starting to, as I said, if I could work every day of the year, there's a request for me to come out and talk to our people because they want some relief and they want some explanation. And most of our people are intelligent enough to know that just because of the popularity of this book, you know, our educational class has failed us because all of them together have never been able to bring one agenda to the forefront of our nation where all of the people are dealing with it, like this book has. The Black Man's Guide has succeeded in doing that. Our people are dealing with this all across the country, and it's becoming a crossover book. The white man says it's starting to help him with the white woman. So they're going to be in trouble too, I think. It's not just us anymore.
You will be going to Africa very soon.
Hopefully, Nelson Mandela called me and he invited me to come there to Johannesburg. He says that they have a similar problem with the Black women in South Africa and that many of them try to marry into the white race because they think it provides them with better benefits than staying with their men who are suppressed, you know, under the apartheid system. And I have been invited to London, of course, where the book is becoming a bestseller. I've even been invited to Ireland. They don't even have no Black people there, but they say they want me to come over there and talk to the white woman. You know, I mean, I haven't been, this is a global project now. I just can't go everywhere. I don't have the energy all the time, and I can't keep dragging my children and my own husband, you know, he's got some things he's doing that I, you know, have to work with him on. And so, but I try to, who I want to work with actually is the Black woman and the Black man here in America where I live. That's where I'm really doing my major work. And if I go anyplace else, it'll probably just be live remote television, you know, to someplace else. But I don't know if I'm going to really have the time to travel to those other places.
Did you know when you wrote this book that it would take off like this?
I suspected it would. It's new information. We've never had it. This is brand new information, and no matter what anybody else ever writes about relationships, this is going to be the standard by which it will be judged.
I want to talk just a moment about something that I saw recently on television. Everybody has taken the opportunity to make their poke at you.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see, by chance, the skit that was done on In Living Color?
Yes, I saw.
What did you think about that?
Well, you know, the phone started ringing off the hook. People were calling me from all over the country to tell me, did you see Living Color? And nobody knew how to react, you know, because they didn't know what my reaction would be, and they didn't know if I was going to go off, you know. I can walk around with a loaded gun sometimes, so they didn't know, you know, if it was going to be, you know. So I thought that was hysterical. That was the funniest thing I have ever seen, and it was a compliment because they could not have done that and been successful if they hadn't assumed that everyone, first of all, knew who I was familiar with the book. So, you know, that was excellent penetration, I felt, of the media. I had reached some goals. And I called him to thank him and told him that I wasn't angry. He wasn't sure if I was or not, but I just thanked him and I sent him an autographed copy of the book. That's all I did. But I thought they had me down pat, I have to say.
Even your family thought so?
Yeah, my son said, Mama, it was just like you. So we taped it, you know, and we have, it's been on a couple of times since they aired it because of demand. And we have it at home, and it's certainly one that we get out a lot of times when company comes if they didn't see it, and we play it because it was so funny. But it was just a takeoff, and so many people have been able to earn money. You know, this book has put the Black bookstore on the map. It has allowed a lot of Black bookstores to open up other branches of their bookstores. A lot of people have testified that they have bought cars, put their children into the first year of college just with one book. You know, we can't ignore the economic base that this book has put into the Black community. The first 6 months it was out, I only allowed it to be sold in Black bookstores. But then as I did more national television shows, we didn't have enough bookstores to carry it that were in the mainstream of cities. And so I started allowing B. Dalton, Walden, and Encore, and all of the other chains to carry it. But it has done a great deal for the Black community in regard to being an economic base. And I would think Black people would be happy to have something else to sell other than Avon and Tupperware, since those are not our products. You know?
Let's just briefly, we're just about out of time, but I would like you to leave us here in Tallahassee, Florida, and the surrounding areas, the surrounding counties that can watch this program. What are some words of advice or wisdom or according to Scheherazade Ali?
Just the only wisdom that I can leave you is the information that's already recorded in most of our holy books. And that's that God made the man and woman to be together in unity. And so it is impossible for us as Black women to attend church and say that we love and worship God when we disrespect our own man, who is in the image of God, because God is a man. And our men may be the closest representative of that kind of masculinity of God that we ever meet. And that we should stop using our children to punish our men. We should stop disrespecting our men in front of our children. Sometimes we talk badly about them. It makes the child get a different idea about the father just because of our personal relationship. And that we should start trying to be a little bit more patient, tolerant, and courteous. And those are some attributes that we have kind of gotten away from because we are on this speed thing of trying to make a living. And as I said, I'm not saying that he's right, but if we become better women, he's got to become a better man.
Scheherazade Ali, thank you so much. This has been a very interesting
this. I know your people are going to love this. Nobody ever gets to hear me talk this much. All right.
Thank you so much for joining us today on Vibration.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
That's our show.
And as the scripture says, to hear the whole matter. All praise to God. Hey, unmute your mics, man. This is hot right now, man. Yo, let me ask you a question. Yo, Loop, you on mute, Loop. You on mute. Let me unmute you. All right, I just Yo, Loop, I had to mute you real quick, and the reason being is because you just had some crazy background sound. Now, Lacum was just in here and said that there was no sound. So I don't know if Lacum was saying that there was no sound on the entire video, but I know that we've been on it this whole time. And I know that Lacum was in the background. I wasn't able to bring him in at the moment because if I would have switched videos, it would have messed up. So I'm hoping that Lacum is not telling us that there was no sound the entire time. All right. If there was sound in the video and you was watching, put a 7 in the room. If there was no sound and you've been here this whole time, you're just a very faithful friend and a minister. Put a 3 in the room if there's been no sound this entire time. If there has been sound, put a 7 in the room for us one more time. Hey, Loop, if you have a fan or anything like that going in the background, turn it off for us, Baba Kushal, because it was picking up some background noise. If you do not have a fan, then take off your Bluetooth. Try it because it sounded better when you didn't have your Bluetooth on. Bible Kushah, please. Amen. So let's just give that a try. And then for anybody else, if you are or have been watching, put a 7 in the room, or give us if you're watching on YouTube. All right, if you're watching on YouTube, because my Facebook correspondence isn't coming through. All right. So with that being said, that was powerful, man. I'm gonna unmute your mic. All right, there we go. We don't have no sound now, Luke. Yo, Maha, you still muted. Yo, it sounds clear. It sounds so perfect. Oh, it sounds perfect. Man,
I know, Salaki, I know this video probably ruffled some feathers.
Man, this video ruffled my own feathers, man. Oh my, yeah. Oh, he is so good. And that video needs to be used and broken down for so many sound clips and ministries, man. That video is so powerful, man. So I was sitting here studying while I was listening to the sister. The most I had triggered, so many things in my spirit, man. And I know that we're coming up on so-called Valentine's Day or so-called Lupercalia. All right, I know we're coming up on that, and that's a very serious thing, man. I'll talk about a little bit more about Lupercalia more, but Lupercalia was actually a season. Here, let me go ahead and turn my camera on. I pray everybody can see me well. Also, hey, shalom to the family, shalom to the Mashpakai. Salute to our brother Luke, man, for bringing this out, man. No, you know what? It might be Lakam. So this what happened. I wasn't able to bring you in. Like I could hear being in the studio. I could hear whenever you was trying to come in, right? Yeah, when you was backstage, you could probably hear nothing, Lakam. But if we go back and see the tapes, or if when Mashpachah if you were watching live, and if you're watching on YouTube, put a 7 in the room if there was sound. If there was no sound, put a 3 in the room. Either way it go, we have the video. All right, Loopy has done, I'm gonna say, a gift and a blessing in the ministry. Sometimes the Father introduced me to old books. And hey, Lacom, if you can, man, see if you can click in. Come in if you can, Lacom. All right. But the Father introduced me to old books or lessons or things like that. And this is one of those things, man, that Luke, man, that the Most High did. This sister didn't say anything that was wrong that I heard according to the Torah at all. She put Yahweh first. She put her husband first. Why isn't this being heard? It's ridiculous. What I need to do is I need to get that link, man. I'm gonna stop for a second. I'm gonna find out how to get that link and put it on. And I gotta get the YouTube version of it so it doesn't play from that player. And but go ahead, man. I'm gonna yield the floor, brother. Go ahead. I yield the floor, Lou, man, because you've been trying to bring this out for a while now. Yeah, man. You've been not, Loopy. Hey, let me say this, man. Loopy's not only been pulling my tailcoat, man. The brother, he's been putting sticky notes. You feel me, bro? Hey, bro, hey, brother, turn me around, grabbed me on my collar, shook me up, all kind of stuff, man. Brother gave me a hug, man, put his hand on my head, man, told me everything would be okay, everything. And then Loopy also patiently, I'm saying all this, that man patiently waited, to help me and everybody else hear that video. How long you been holding on to that?
For a long time.
Man, God bless you for your patience, man. I love you, bro. Man, you've been waiting a long time to get that out, man.
I want to hear some feedback.
Hey, man, that helped me so much, man. That helped me so much, man. So, yo, if Lacom, if you can't still get on, Lacom, man, you feel me? Jump on. You feel me? There's the call number right there. If anybody heard that lesson, if anybody heard that, man, I'm gonna push mute and I'm gonna see if I can find the YouTube version of that. Everything that daughter said was true. You feel me? Me and one of the other Akim, we was talking about if thou will have a friend, prove him. Well, was that me and you, Lou? Or who was that? Me? Was that me and you? It was me and somebody, man. We just having a chop session about if thou will have a friend proof, and we was talking about that proving process, and how long does that proving process last? If that was me and Zephaniah. That was me and you. I know me and Zephaniah had that conversation. Also, the conversation went along these lines. If thou will have a friend proven, right? So now when we're looking at a friend, it'll come out that hey, Shalom, welcome back. We got the Torah twin in the building, and y'all forgive me. I'm actually holding back tears. Holding back the tears, holding back the years I held so long. I'm out there, wasted all my time. That song was bad, boy. Simply Red, boy. So, welcome back in, Lacum, man. I don't know if you have to be on mute, but whenever you're ready, just unmute your microphone. So for those of you who don't know, again, let me give salute, man. One West salute to the Torah twins. Definitely in the building. You can always get your Torah portion learnings. These men have not only been through official international training right here locally in America from an international teacher. These men have operated with, I can tell you, just the most beautiful integrity. I can just go on and on about the Torah twins, the Torah twins, Lacum and Malak, Malak and Lacum, and you feel me? And I got my nephew right there, Shalom, Prince, and my nephew's in the picture. So, I apologize for going too far, man. The Torah twins, there they are. We have Lacum on right now. His name means war. The name Lacham in Ibadiat in Hebrew, it means war. But somebody might say, well, the name Lacham also means bread. Well, it does. That's why when you get to meet Lacham, he says war, not bread. Man, so if you want to know more about not only Passover, but also if you'll see the lamb that's on his shoulders, that's on the shoulders of the Torah twins, you feel me? Out of these two brothers, I'll let you get to know them. This lamb's name was Pascal, and these brothers, they've had righteous biblical Hebraic tutelage and training and years of teaching about Passover in America and teaching Torah based outside of America. So the point of saying all that is to say this, yo, man, shalom. You better believe it. There go Judah the shooter in the building by Shema Shagasha. So with that being said, man, Maharka just stepped off the scene, but the Most High's will we'll see soon. So it comes in the building. Torah twins, you can get your Torah portion lessons from him. Judah the shooter, everybody make sure that Judah, put your link in here. You already know what it is. All right. What you mean that's right? I see us now. Judah the shooter. I see us now. All right. So, but back to it. So, so blessings to the Torah twins. So, Tawada for being on here. Make sure that you go to and get them brothers Facebook. Look them up. YouTube. I can't stress it enough. When it comes to the law, statutes, commandments of Yahweh, and faith in Christ, them brothers, they will teach you and help you. That's what I say. I've watched them, grow up before they had beards. So it's been an honor. So, with that being said, man, yeah, man. So Judah the shooter, make sure you share your information. We love you. What we just shared, I'm gonna bring everybody up on the screen now, man. We got the brethren up here, man. So, excuse me, I'm recovering. The Most High is healing me from a respiratory issue. So I gotta get that out. Hold up. I yield the floor. Yo, the floor is yours, man. All right, yo, Judah the shooter, your book is so perfect in what we just watched, and I pray that there was sound on. We watched the whole thing. All right. All praise. So Judah the shooter, we just watched the entire video of Sister Shabazz. Is that her name? Blood. Is that her name? Blood.
Shabazz.
So Sister Shabazz, and then again, one West salute to all of our brothers that came up in the sets. No matter what set you came up in, Crip, Blood, Folk, Vice Lord, GD, any set you can think of, because they all go back to a biblical premise of the children of Israel, and then it also comes back to the terminology of camp. So I can't wait to Judah the Shooter, do an excellent lesson on how people use the terminology camp out of context. It's just ridiculous. Also, Judah, I did a very wonderful lesson on our brother Jacob and Daniel Solomon, and then half of the video didn't have sound because I had some music playing in the background that YouTube flagged, and it was like, but it was so wonderful. But outside from that, man, anytime if you would like to bring me up to conversate on that, or any other brothers, what I do is, if I have an issue and I know I need to vex, or I know I need to really go in, Judah the Shooter, what I do is I take about 3 days and I clear my mind before I speak. So I make sure I don't offend my mother, because my mother didn't give me permission to use appropriate speech. You feel me? So with that being said, if anybody, brother said he's not in. So whenever you're ready, man, just get in here, man. All right. I'll hit the link. It says you're in, brother. I'm going to remove you. Try it again. Okay. I love you, Prince. Just try it again. All right. So he said, I just finished 2 more books. They're going to be heat. It will be dealing with polygyny. All right. And not polyandry. Hopefully not. We do not teach polyandry. So we don't do women putting multiple fingers inside the pie. That's disgusting, gross, icky. All right. That is not the Israelite culture lifestyle. Maybe for other cultures, but not for us. That's disgusting. All right. Shalom. Welcome back, Lacom. Welcome back, Lacom. So Judah the Shooter is an excellent teacher and a counselor on marriage. We all have our ups and downs, and and I'll say this not only for the brother's ministry before he became a Israelite celebrity. I knew this brother when I'm talking about he was just the walking library. Judah, and when you roasted him, he was like, "What's up, you Hamite?" And he would walk off on you, and you couldn't say nothing. You want to be like, "Oh, you old." But if you roasted him, he'd turn around and be like, "You want to say something?" So Judah the Shooter. So all praise. Let me get back to that. Make sure y'all link in with Judah the Shooter. Also, blessed brother in the truth, man. Facts. LOL. Still walking library. LOL. You still a Hamite. Hey, man. So with that being said, I'm Judah and Gad. Leave me alone, Judah the Shooter. All right. All right. So Judah the Shooter, let's get back to it real quick. Brother said, I just finished 2 more books. They're going to be heat. It will be dealing with polygyny. All right. And Salakla, if it's a sin or not. I break it down in Hebrew, Greek, and in English. Yes, camp is taken out of context. Ha ha ha. Thank you, Judah the Shooter. We appreciate you for that. Con. All right. So in case you haven't seen it yet, Judah the Shooter's forehead holds all the languages. And also on top of that, he and mine only holds half of what Judah the Shooter's holds. All right, y'all. I got the bayangs. All right, not the bayangs. So I try to hold my high mind. Judah the Shooter lets his show. All right, so and as you can also see, I'm waiting till he's gonna get me back so good. I just hope he laughed on the other end. All right, so as you can also see, he said con, which if you ever listen and pay attention, which you all should, and I pray the Father keeps Judah the Shooter and his family in the way of Christ Hamashiach Yahushai. Hallelujah. So I pray Yahweh keeps his family and all of us in, because we all have to pray for each other at all times. The point of saying that is to say, watch for Judah the Shooter. If you are and you do, you will see he's always teaching. Just like right here, he put con, and what he did was he put it in Hebrew, and then he put the equal symbol, and he put it for you in English. So Judah the Shooter is an excellent teacher. You feel me? So I salute. So watch for things like that. Hallelujah. All right, let's move down. The brother said, you heard it here first. This the first channel. Oh, Judah the Shooter. Oh, you're gonna make me cry. Oh, I'm so emotional. Somebody said to me, I didn't know you bruised so easy. And I was thinking, I didn't know you'd hit me. Women have no idea the ridiculous things they say out of their mouths. This brother is such a beauty. That's a blessed thing. So you're going to make me cry, Judas Shooter. I'm a very emotional man. All praise the Most High. He said, you heard it here first. This the first channel to know I finished 2 books. Yo, the water Judas Shooter, man. All praise, man. What a blessing, man. The brother said, facts. He's still a walking library. You better believe it. And he said, I'm still a Hamite. Well, maybe I should just marry a Hamite. If I'm a Hamite, maybe I should just marry a Hamite Judah the Shooter. All right. Love you too, big brother. All right. All right, con, and we have to. So y'all shall pray for each other. Listen, I want to have a part to do with this next ministry coming up. For those of you know that I was a part of a domestic violence situation, not to where I was the domestic, but I was actually the one that was, in the one that was abused. So we don't want to promote it for either male or female. When I went through, and we all, go through whatever we go through, I can say I have a clean track record. Nobody can be like I was like blippity bap because I'm a big man and I don't do that, and that's not what love does. All right, love endures. All right, love endures. Love also forgives. Love overlooks. All right, love doesn't bring up wrongs. Read 1 Corinthians chapter 13. All right. The point of saying that is to say you want to get back to what our video is that we just watched. All right, and again, welcome back to our big homie OG Blood Genesis Loopy Lane. For those of you who know him, all right. That's right, man. Yo, you so New York, man. Yo, this man is so. Yo, your poses be so genuine. Yo, Loopy step in the room and brothers just start doing this like, yo, Loopy, here, yo, everybody, Loopy salute, yo. Yeah. So anyway, Loopy shared. For those of you who don't know, Loopy's a big part of the correspondence department, and Thawada because he's also been a part of the healing. All right. Loopy's in a part of the healing ministry for my brotherhood and friendship, and my heart has been a part of that. Gotta say, Judah the Shooter, absolute Judah Shooter. He said, if you ever need anything, Judah Shooter told me, he would counsel me. And for those you don't know, go to Judah Shooter for his counseling. The scripture says the workman is worthy of his hire. All right. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, the scripture says the workman is worthy of his hire. All right. Christ, when he sent us out, he told us, don't even take a coat with you, because we will be provided for what we need. And I believe that still to this day. So then the master, he told us, and forgive me if I speak it as a man, the master, he says, for the workman is worthy of his hire. Judah the Shooter is worthy of his hire. 12 toes down. So communicate with him. Make sure you get with him for his counsel. So he was one of the brothers that was a part of my healing process, and he's still a part of my healing process. OG Loopy Lane shared the video. Shalom Dom. Hey, you better believe it. Check this out. So OG Genesis Loopy Lane, this is a salute for you. Okay. So I just want to let you see it's on the screen. I hope you can see it. All right. And salute to you and everybody else. I'll help everybody break it down. So OG Genesis Loopy Lane, all right, shared a video with us that had to do with the healing of our nation by the correction of the black woman, and the black woman being corrected would help correct the black man. Now, what was so beautiful and prophetic about that, Jeremiah chapter 9, KJV Blue Letter Bible. Jeremiah chapter 9 is exactly what that woman was doing. So I never had a concept in my head, as far as I know, that, oh, this woman is off. I don't want to listen to her because, she's woo, woo, woo. But what I will say is that I do want to apologize to OG Genesis Loopy, because he's been trying to get me to watch that video for a very long time. And I'm going to say, it's just prophetic. Malachi Maccabee, salute to you. I love you, Malachi Maccabee. I know we don't agree on doctrines and stuff like that, and I have said things that I need to repent for. You feel me? I don't agree with OASP and all that stuff, but along with that, Malachi Maccabee did an excellent ministry along with I think it was Elder Maharka and Elder Jeremiah. It was called The State of Emergency a while back, and I know that Judah the Shooter can attest to this. St. Louis, while I was there ministering, there was a terrible state of emergency that was going on with the Israelite women and Israelite men, and it's always going on. The point of saying that is to say, when that state of emergency happened, the spirit of Vashti was going about. And that's what's going on right now in Israel, is the spirit of Vashti. And there's not enough that's combating the spirit of Vashti. Remember, Jezebel was thrown down head first and her body was eaten by dogs. People are hiding Jezebels. They're tucking Jezebels and putting them away in safe corners, opposed to exposing Vashti and taking Vashti out and publicly reprimanding and correcting her so that the children and the other women won't do it. They're hiding hoes. What this mother in Israel is doing is she's, I don't know what nationality, I know that she gave glory to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. If you practice Islam, if you're a believer in the way and you're a submitter to Allah, which just means you believe in Christ, you believe in Jesus. Jesus in Hebrew is Allah back in Paleo Hebrew in the Old Testament. The point of saying all that is to say this. If you're a black woman and you believe that the Bible is true, you should be listening to, learning what that woman says, and also practicing what this scripture says. I know that we just said a lot. Mr. Hebrew One, Brother Jacob, when he roasted me for speaking fast, and it's like, you know, I apologize that the Holy Spirit flows freely. You know, forgive me. All right. So if I said anything wrong, I know my friends and family will correct me. So I'm gonna do a screen share real quick, and we're gonna read Jeremiah chapter 9 just to convey what that woman said is accurate. Here goes something else that's for you, Loopy Lane. Maharka, thank you for being a part of this ministry. Torah twins, I'll just say both of the Torah twins always. Throughout for being a part of this ministry. Malak, I hope you contact me too. This brother said, look at this on the screen real quick, everybody. I'm gonna put the screen on me real quick. It says, matter of fact, now I'm gonna put it on Luke because this is for you. It says, this, look at the Hebrew characters. It's Sha, La, Wa, and Ma. Okay. The one that looks like a squiggly W, if everybody can see that, it looks like a squiggly W kind of curve. That's a Sha. And then the one that looks kind of like a 7 with a little lip going up, that's a La. So that's the direction we're reading from. So Sha, La, and the one that looks like a stick is Wa, and the one that looks kind of like a squared box, that's an M. Okay, that's Ma. So what Judah Shooter just did was teach you how to say or show you Shalom. But look at the last part he did. You see this last part? There's 2 more characters. It looks like a backwards 7, and it looks like another little square that, you know, that has a curve. That's a D and an M. That's Dam. Dam. That's the word blood in Hebrew. So what Judah the Shooter just beautifully articulated, which proves that he has the gift of speaking in tongues. He just said, peace, blood, in Paleo Hebrew and in modern Hebrew to you. Shalom, Dam. Shalom, Dam. Peace, blood. That was for you. All right, from our brother Judah the Shooter and everybody else that's watching. All right, so let me read Judah the Shooter's words. He said, Shalom, Dam in Hebrew, and then in English. Then he said, that's how you say Shalom, blood, in Hebrew, LOL. And yes, I sure would counsel you, King. Hey, man. All right, so hallelujah, man. So that was for you, OG Genesis, Loopy Lane, man, and salute to you again, and salute to everybody that's a part of the ministry. So hallelujah, and thank you again, Loopy, because you lived a repentative life, and you've been Israelite that's and here's what's crazy. Loopy don't toot his own horn at all, man. A lot of y'all elders are in communication with Loopy, and they don't even know it. That's so beautiful. This man is a behind-the-scenes minister. And listen, look, I pray that I'm not trying to be like, oh, I'm trying to blow no covers and nothing like that. The reality of it is this right here. Loopy publicly reaches out to people. And whether or not you reach out back and be like, hey, what's up, bro? I praise Yahweh. When Loopy reached out to me, I got out the lunch line and came and we gave each other a hug, man. That brother me and him been connected ever since, man. And he's more than likely have reached out to you or your elders. So what are you doing with your brotherhood? This brother's been consistent, man. Judah the Shooter, consistent. Torah twins, Maharka, consistent. All right, so let's get back to it real quick. So Jeremiah chapter 9, and with this, I yield the floor. I'm not going to teach. I'm only going to read it. All right, Judah the Shooter's got some beautiful comments that's up. I'm going to encourage y'all, just like Maharka told y'all earlier, while you're watching, put in comments in the post, put in comments in the back chat, whatever, you feel me? If you got anything that you want to politic with us about, you feel me? Even hard comments, you know, bring it out. All right, they're going to call in number right there too. All right, Judah the Shooter, I still got you lined up. Yo, welcome on, Lacom, man. We see you, man. Look at that Lions, man. Look at that, man. Shalom. All right, so let's read this scripture real quick, see what it say. All right. This is Jeremiah chapter 9, and this is what that woman our mother Shabazz. All right, and you brothers come off of mute and y'all speak up whenever you need to. All right, Judah the Shooter, man, do your thing, man. Can't nobody, man. Well, anybody like I'm gonna tell Judah the Shooter, do his thing. He already was. Right? Jeremiah chapter 9, verse 17. Thus saith the Lord of hosts. You see this right here? Capital L, capital O, capital R, capital D, the Most High. And then it's of hosts. When it says of hosts, it's talking about you Israelites. In case you didn't know, we are the host of the world. We are the host. He is the God of the Israelites, is what that breaks down to. Go and ask somebody. Look it up. This is what he says. He says, consider ye and call for the who? For the mourning women, that they may come. Send for the cunning women, that they may come, and let them make haste and take up a wailing for us. Look at this, that our eyes may run down with tears and our eyelids gush out with waters. You Israelite women is backwards hustling so bad it's ridiculous. Salak Leah, let me keep my passions together. Somebody told me I speak too roughly. Black women, you're not working very well with your husbands. We hand you a brick and you throw it in the water. Sometimes you hit us in the back of the head with the brick. You should be putting the brick in place and building the, kingdom with us. So this scripture here tells us that God commanded. Thus saith the Lord of hosts. So therefore, this is a commandment to you black women and Israelite women of all different shapes and colors and mixes. Even if you're an Israelite and your mother's half white, whatever, you're an Israelite from your father's bloodline. All right. Thus saith the Lord of hosts. So thus saith means he's speaking. All right. It's a commandment. Let's see what he tells us, suggests, says. Consider ye, call for the mourning women, that they may come. So that's one group of women. Send for the cunning women, that they may come. That's the second group of women. You know how bad it pains us that these men that's on this conference know these scriptures and we waiting for you women to come so that y'all can stop throwing bricks at the back of our heads and throwing the bricks in the water and build this kingdom with us. These men on this Jones know this. You elder women, you middle-aged women, which are kind of like, you middle-aged women are supposed to be working with the mamas, with the grandmamas, right? And y'all supposed to be helping the little women, right? So let's read. And brethren, y'all cut me off at any time, man. I yield the floor at any moment. If we can, Judah the Shooter, get the link and get up in here, man. All right, watch this. And let them make haste and take up a wailing, look at this, for us. Not at us, not because of us, not no Mary J. Blige, not I'm going down because you ain't around. Listen, you Israelite women, you mothers are supposed to be wailing for us. You daughters, you ribs, you wives are supposed to be crying for us. Because when you do, that our eyelids may run down with tears. I'm going to tell you, Israelite women, something. In case you women haven't heard this, and the brother haven't told you, us Israelite men cry for you all, and we cry. A lot of us cry every day. Judah the Shooter, and every man, and we got to use him because he's a beautiful example. Every man, including Christ, cries. When we cry for you, sometimes it's so that we don't kill you. Sometimes it's because, the passion that's inside of us, it just burns so like fiery that it's like there's no outlet or way to express it. And I know I said to express we don't kill you, is because, we have to really, hold our passions in, which makes us stronger. We should get respect for that. We shouldn't be degraded because we have the power to not put our hands on you. We should be respected for that. So salute to all of you men who have repented from being domestic abusive, and salute to all of you men who chose the route of never being domestic abusive and allowed yourselves to be stronger. You feel me? For so salute you. All right, who we got in? We got Malaki back in here. All right, so let's finish reading this, man. So the scripture says that our eyes may run down with tears, and look at this, and look, and our eyelids, but look, not just run down with tears. See, not just run. And I know Judah the shooter. Break this down for us, Judah. You got one context that says run down with tears, and then the other context says that the men of Israel eyelids would gush out with tears. If you women would just do right. That makes sense, Bertram? Do that make sense? If it don't, I mean, tell me. Your microphones are muted. Your microphones are muted. Do that make sense? Yeah? All right. Dude, so he said facts, LOL. He said that a while back, but I just put it out there because he said facts. That brother shared, man, that video that brother shared with Sister Shabazz is so powerful. I have no idea why that's not being taught along with 1 Corinthians chapter 7. I have no idea why that's not being taught along with St. John of Christendom. Whenever you're ready, Lacan, man, go ahead, man. Come in whenever you're ready, Prince. Take your time. That man over there loading up, man. Yeah, man, all praise, man. Uh-oh. Back Yabarakaya Bashim Yashai. Shalom Shah.
Yabarakam Yabashim Yashai. I was in the mood, for some reason, the thing is freezing up. So, but what was the script that you pulled out? I know it was Jeremiah 9.
Jeremiah chapter 9, man. All praise the Most High. Jeremiah chapter 9. Start at verse 1 real quick. Baba Kusha.
Jeremiah chapter 9, verse 1. Oh, that my head were waters, and my eyes a fountain of tears, that I might weep day and night for the slain of the daughter of my people.
Excellent. So the Most High is so good, man. Overflow with tears is a lot. Y'all see what Judah the shooter said? Listen, what Lacum just read to y'all is a very powerful scripture. This is talking about the Lord crying. Man, help me, Lacum. Help me, y'all.
I mean, hey, that's exactly what it is. I mean, all this time, Yahweh, just even back in the wilderness, he took us up on his wing. And, he provided us literally with everything. He preserved us. Everything, all of our belongings and our possessions was preserved. From our clothes to our children. Even to our own selves, we was straight. It was good. But then as soon as when we started, he started to spoil us way too much, and we got fat, and we was just became ungrateful children. And within that, we started looking at the other deities and believing, and also his tools that he used to help us, make things better for us, and we just turned against Yahweh. And just for centuries, like not just nonstop, just majority of Yahshua just continue to be ungrateful. And he just waiting for us. He just waiting for us.
Yeah, man. Yeah, 1,200, man. So I mean interrupt, man. I just had to I had to post and comment to ourselves, man. I had to just, hey, it is what it is, man. This is powerful. Did you hear what the sister was saying, man? This is so beautiful.
I was in and out dealing with the sister, but I seen most of her work, and I adore her. I'm gonna say that.
Hey, man, adoration, man. That's beautiful. Hallelujah, man. None above the Most High God, Yahweh B'Shemashach El-Shai. The sister's worthy of her honor. She's worthy of respect. Man, I was so fucked, man. Speaking of worthy of honor, worthy of respect, man, look at the traps on that man. Look at that man, it's diesel. That's the Torn Twins. Sorry to do that to you. I had to. I know. After a minute, he was like, I know. I apologize. It's been a beautiful journey, man. So it's been all praise, man. So I think that you and your brother and your ministry, man. All right, so Tori is definitely building, man. One word salute, man. Mao, I got to Mao. You doing what you're supposed to?
For the most part, I actually slimmed down a little bit. I went vegan for a while, so, and I'm still in that process. So, I'm definitely losing a little weight.
Now, let me ask just a sidebar real quick. You feel me? This will help me to switch gears too. So, if you don't mind, man, you feel me? I can feel the pressure, going down in my eyes, man. That's a real moment, man. You feel me? With that being said, Shalom, the Ox says he has a Banaf named Tawarah Halawaya, but you can't make this stuff up. Beautiful. You can just Tawarah Torah. You can't make the Torah. Is Torah here? Judas, something else. He was like, I'm gonna have people calling out the Torah. So anywho, so real quick, man, if you don't mind, would you give the people a real brief on Mao and on the government of Israel and on training and on physical, and on if there's an invitation or anything like that, I yield the floor.
Well, right now there isn't a specific date on the next training, but the whole concept of it. So first of all, Mao stands for Men of War, but also Men of Valor, and within that, we are actually teaching and training men to be ready, to be prepared, whether it be for war or just any type of survival. So basically, I ain't gonna speak too much on it, but basically, we learn, basic survival skills. How to build a shelter, how to gather wood, how to start fires, how to read a compass and a map, um, how to filter and purify water, um, and also, within that process, you are going to be fasting. So you're really not going to have, abundance of food, and you really going to have to learn how to operate with the lack of food and a lack of sleep. And the whole purpose that is within our process, I mean, morale, your energy is going to be, at a low level, but just within that point, you always got to call on Yahweh to be that source to give you that strength as well. But really, that's just it. And usually the training is about 3 days and 2 nights, and just out in the woods, doing your thing. But that's really just it. But also, Saki, we also get into combat and firearm training. So and different defenses as well. But honestly, at least from my perspective, I do believe that most men needs to, learn these skills. It don't have to be to the extreme, but at least know the basics. So that way, as a man, or just look at the word Abba. You got the Lop, which is, the cattle, which is like a strong masculine energy or just strong energy, period. Then you got that Bayath. That Bayath is, that shelter, that household. And again, just as a man, whether you have children or not, whether you have wives or not, you're gonna be within your own household. So even if you just trying to, do things for yourself, but you also gonna be in the community as well. Well, at least you should be in the community. And these are the basic skills that every man needs to have. But I understand, most men are not able, whether they have majority, it should be because of health issues. But yeah, that's just it. Every man needs to know these different types of skills, and yeah. But Con, that's really it.
Hey,
So,
well, hey. So I apologize, and I also want to say, Slock, you weren't all the way done. Let me let you finish. What was you saying, Prince?
no, that was it. That was me wrapping up. Come.
Yeah, hey, that's amazing, man. And let me say this for those of you who don't know, the trainers. So the trainers of this, this Lacombe can give you all the information that you need, and at any skill level, you can receive help. I'll say it like that. I yield the floor. The water will come for your information. Thank you for your help.
Gone. All right, so the main two-man instructors, we got Arctazadok, and then we also have Zaquan Yakanan. Zaquan Yakanan. He's the elder within he's the elder and priest of Yahweh's camp in North Carolina. So whenever you see Zaquan, you're gonna see Zaquan Yakanan as well, and they the main instructors within that group. So if you're able to get in contact with Zaquan and Zaquan Yakanan of Mashra Yasha Allah.
Now, I have a question for you. Can the people outside from reaching out to Mashra Yashala, which, you know, the scripture says, you know, to gather ourselves together, O nation not desired, Maharaka, army of Israel, E37, Sakari, you know, every Israelite school. I don't want to name everybody off you. Every Israelite school, camp, and community, we should at no time be Hebrew individualites. All right. I am a Gadite. I am a Gadite. This is true. I am a Judite, but I'm also a Gadite. I'm Judah first. My mother's Gad, 12 toes down. All right. So Halito, all right, is a one of the, you know, Gadite phrases of saying Shalom. But the point of saying that is to say, even though I am a Gadite, Gad had a bad trait of being a hater. And I praise Yahweh that's a trait I don't have. So my father, on my mother's side, Gad, he healed, you know, the prayers went through and all that stuff. Don't have it. So gather yourselves together, the nation I desire, because it's commanded by Yah Almighty. And if you can't get in touch with those specific elders that are wonderful, and Lakam is a recognized and known officer, in case you didn't know, he handles documentations also. All right. So this is okay. You don't? Okay. I apologize.
I just do security. That's it.
Security, okay. There we go. Okay. I apologize. I don't even have a way around that. Okay. So he does security. So with that being said, Lakam, can the people get in touch with the Torah twins? And Malak, is he a part of the Torah twins? Are both of y'all a part of Mal, the Men of War?
We both are. I don't know. I think Malak's just hit us up on Facebook. Under me is Latham Ban Gabar. Then you know, the parentheses you're gonna see Tyree son of Herbert. So you just hit me up on Facebook. The first thing that you should see is a big old jewel in my nose, and yeah, you're gonna see me. And then Malak, I think it's Malak Young. I think it's Malak Young on this Facebook.
All praise. All praise the water for that. All right. So with that being said, that's how you can contact them for the Mal and for the Torah twins, Torah portion studies. You feel me? And if you would like to get in contact with me, I'll send you some old school videos before they had beards and pictures before they had beards of me. And that beard, man, I haven't seen you in a minute. You've been watering that beard too, I see. Amen. The Most High is good. All right. So salute to you, Prince. All right. So the water to Army of Israel, E37 Ministries, definitely in the building. OG Genesis, Loopy Lane. Salute to you, blood. We appreciate you, Dom, D-A-M. And let me put up, and this is a perfect way to end this, man. Let me see. Let me put this back up. All right. Shalom, Dom. All right. Shalom, blood. Hey, Shalom, blood. Hey, and Thawada for everybody coming on, man. Thawada for everybody building, whether it was on Facebook, whether it's on YouTube. I do miss ministering with you all. All right. So, and a salute because Lakam, man, one of the brothers, man, you know, right up under me, man. Just like I'm gonna keep it 1200. When I say up under me, I mean under me like Moses, you know, needed help, and I'm not in any way relating myself to our elder. I'm only saying I needed help. I needed help, and my brothers were there to help me. All right. So just like Masha's arms were tired, I was tired. That's fair to say. You feel me? So, you know, my brothers were there to hold up my arms, just like, you know, her and Aaron held up Moses' arms. So Thawada Lakam, Thawada OG Genesis, Loopy Lane, big OG blood in the building, man. Teaching that Hebrew way of life to all different, you know, diversities, man. Right there in the Carolinas, man. Right in your house camp. If y'all know anybody, your house camp in any surrounding areas. All right, let's give a salute to your house camp right there in the Carolinas. All right, Luke, man, you want to end it off, man? Lakam, he ended off Maharka. I don't know if he's still tracking, if he you know, if he have anything. We gotta let this Zaquan have the floor. So Loopy Lane, man, the floor is yours. I yield.
This was very edifying. Keep an open mind. Come back to the law, statutes, and commandments. By the Most High Yahweh, this is the only way out, y'all. This is the only way out. There's no other way. And I yield on that.
I mean, what else can be said?
Shalom is thou.
All right, there we go. Uh-oh. The Maharaka is woke.
Nah, I was in the back.
Yo, you on mute? Hey, look, you on mute?
Nah, I was in the world.
Oh,
I was
right.
violence.
Man, listen, it ain't Mortal Kombat. It ain't Mortal Kombat, son. Hey, listen, my curfew is at 2 a.m. I used to say I ain't got no curfew.
Hey, man.
Ain't nobody trying to get on the Mortal Kombat worlds. Look, I'm gonna be doing pull-ups and dips. You feel me? So I know.
I want to get on. You got the Mortal 1?
I'm on. Man, I'm not on Mortal 1. I'm on Mortal 11.
Oh, you in the old world?
Oh, you gonna shame me? You gonna console shame me?
Man, come on,
Yo,
man. We in the new world. Come on, man. Get out of that comfort zone. But you can still play me because I can game share. You can still play my worlds. Give me the time. It's 10:25. We can play. You said you can play up to what time?
Up until about 1:30 a.m.
All right, so it's 10:25 my time. What time do y'all play?
Man, listen, it's 11:25 my time. Let's get in there. I really don't run from fights, man. I don't know what people be thinking about me. I'm very strategic, and when it's time to get it in, I get it in.
All right, you're gonna be in the Mortal 1 world.
I'm in Mortal 11. I can't play on Mortal 1.
Yes, you can because I can share the game with ours if you got a PS5.
I have a PS4. I'm not on PS5.
I still share you the world.
You can?
Yeah.
Hey, Maharka. I love it style.
Send me that handle so I can handle this loud.
All right, so look, anybody that's looking for me, all right, on any game system is JCWO. All right, JCWON. That stands for Jesus Christ won. Okay, Jesus Christ won. He won the victory, man. He obtained the keys to hell.
Jesus Christ, what?
Oh my goodness, here we go. JCWON. Jesus Christ won. He won. He won the victory.
JC won.
There you go.
Is it all caps? Is it all caps or what?
I don't know. Is Jesus Christ won, homie? Jason. They be calling me Jaquan. They be like, hey, Jaquan.
I know numbers, just Jaquan.
Just Jaquan. Jesus Christ won. So let me tell everybody the backdrop behind that. I'm little. I'm playing this game called Ridge Racer. I'm a Mortal Kombat fighter. You know, hey man, I gotta tell you, LaQuan, man, you shining, man. Hey man, you can. Hey, man, I have to say it. How comely are thy cheeks with rose and jewels, man. So I'll get back to it, man. So Yashala, I encourage y'all, be who you are. Wear your culture. Wear your nationality, man. And listen, when I had a brother try to discourage me and tell me I shouldn't wear gold teeth because it was actually talking about my necklace and all this. And I'm like, look, man, don't try to discourage me from what the Father's showing me. You feel me? And then the Father showed me skulls that had gold and jewels in the teeth. I said, oh, that's us all day. So therefore, if the Father has shown you that we had these, and there's no offense, there's going to be more things that's going to come up. Don't get shook, Yashala. All right. So with that being said, you know, hold fast to what you first learned. Don't be a sinner, a transgressor. Don't be going off of the way. Don't be a brother that all of a sudden now I'm just gonna start, you know, worshiping the spaghetti god. This is Yahweh B'Shem HaMashiach Yahweh Shai in our culture. B'Shem HaMashiach Yahweh Shai. I yield the floor. All right. So with that being said, He said, "Be right back, Hamites." Judah the shooter talk. He gonna be right back. He about to go and, I don't know, man. He about to mess with somebody. I hope he comes back. So Maharka, man, I'm let me see. Your mic is unmuted. You was muted for a second. All right. I think because Maharka, I think because of your sound, when me and your mic is on at the same time, it's unmuted. It makes a terrible sound. So we're gonna end this video, but just to let everybody know. All right. Yep. That's right. Maharka gang that one way. Blood.
Princess now where's the commit?
Hey man. Double honor to the house of Maharaka, the life-giving champion, the family.
Princess Nawa seeking first the kingdom.
Seeking first. So all praise to God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man. What we want to do is make sure that always in all things that we do, we not only reverence the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, but we want to also make sure that we show the most honorable stance in keeping his Torah. We want to make sure we keep the most honorable stance in keeping his Torah. All right. And we make mistakes, we slip up, we fall, all that good stuff. It happens. We challenge people on Mortal Kombat, JC1. We lose fights. It happens. You feel me? It happens. But we get back up, keep going. A righteous man falls 7 times. But what? See? So with that being said, we'll be probably having Hebrew bootleg movie night. For those of you who don't know, I watch movies, I send out links, and it be behind the scenes. It don't be on live, and don't nobody know but us. So if you sitting there with your cup of tea, it's only us, and we be watching real movies and kicking it. So we do Hebrew bootleg movie nights. Me and Maharka and the elders are gonna get on the game. Lakum, you feel me? Thank you so much, Loopy. Thank you so much, Tawada Akim. The testimonies that were spoken, that's right. The testimonies that was spoken have been true. All right. And Lakum, man, I talked to Malak earlier about doing another state of emergency. And the state of emergency from a few years back, Elder Maharka can speak on this, was when we were in St. Louis. We went over a ministry on how women were going off and how it was causing a state of emergency in Israel. And we got that going on again. And it really hasn't stopped, and it should, and it must, and it has to be addressed. All right. And I've been saying it. You remember Jezebel was thrown head first off the building. Her body was eaten by dogs. Vashti was brought, and for those who don't know, go back and read Vashti's story. It wasn't just, and Esther stepped into play. Nah, don't go watch that white people movie. Don't do that. They're gonna lie to you. Go and read that Negro Flavius Josephus and read how Vashti was brought out and made a public example. Go and read Sirach chapter 23 and see how the woman that leaves her husband and brings in heir by another shall be brought into the public. Y'all better stop playing. I seen a sign that said shoe repair. The letter S was missing. So therefore it said hoe repair. And I thought to myself, I didn't know that hoes could be fixed. But we can. That was funny though. You like that? But we can, because we have Mary Magdalene, we have myself, we have all of us, we have our fathers, we have our mothers. You feel me? So we all can. It just takes your heart to have to do it. And it takes us not justifying the wicked. It takes us not resting judgments. All right. So it takes us, believing Hamashiach Yahushai. Men, stand by you. Stand on it. If you poly, be poly. If you nagi, stop lying. You're making us look bad. Facts. I pray Yahweh will give all of you brothers blessed and righteous, restful ministries. All right. Any other comments and business? Sincere blessing. Shalom lakum. Kwame Asherallah. Shalom. Shalom. Kwame.
Shalom. Ebra Komi Hawabashi Mashar. Shalom.
Behind the scenes. Coming up. Behind the scenes. Stay on, y'all.